They must have stopped promoting us. With all the great kids. That gives the interview. It's like marketing.
Yes, she just had her son. It was all water. Completely all water. It's really hot. It sets off the high water
Denise, I put your egg money in with your check.
You're talking about Foster?
You're welcome.
Yeah, that guy's a nice guy. He did great with it.
Election and. Yeah, I love Denise.
Two guys hanging on each side.
There's your Karen there. You wanna grab some?
6 o'clock.
Yes.
I've got pens. Okay. I've got pens. I'm getting more cold right now. There's a warrant. I've been fighting this cold. I'm sick all day Monday, all day Tuesday. I'm like,
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I didn't look at the tone of
Welcome everyone, we're gonna get started here.
Yeah.
Greetings, in the name of the state of Maine, you are hereby required to notify and warn the inhabitants of the Forks Plantation and said plantation affairs to meet at the town hall in said plantation on Wednesday, June 12th, 2024 at 6:00 p.m. There to act on the following articles to wit. Article number 1, to choose a moderator to preside at said meeting. And if I understand correctly, we're gonna do this by ballot? Okay.
Well, we have to make nominations first.
I nominate, Bill Gervais, Jarvis, sorry about that.
Second.
That's okay.
Any other nominations? Oh, if there's only one person,
If
we're
it's
gonna
only
have to
one
do,
person, I think
yeah.
you only have to have two votes. One vote.
It still requires a written ballot by law.
Per the moderator, it's still required a written ballot by law, so that's what we're gonna do. Once we get to the, spending articles, it'll be
Do you
by,
guys have something to write
We
with?
stole.
Sorry. Are there any other nominations?
Should I make a motion nomination? I make a motion nomination cease.
Second.
It's a good thing we have one class.
Can you repeat his name again, please?
Bill Jarvis.
Jarvis, I'm from Jarvis. Jarvis, Jarvis. Yeah.
You still a fire chief up there?
30 years this month. On the job.
Because we have to go see the top one.
It's gonna be unanimous.
Not fast force, man.
Did I give you guys?
I have a pretty good guess. I know it's hard to have all the things everywhere.
No, she didn't.
I know I'm a very serious person.
Oh, sorry.
I know they do, oh. They make you look like that.
She's just gonna look at, she put college where we showed up, I don't know if she.
No, you're not.
Oh, I would,
No.
She's a.
Is everybody here?
Not everybody.
I would say the vast majority.
voting on it, so I'll get you a sheet and, yep.
Yeah.
Because my husband was bringing his nomination to
What do they actually do?
I hate to predict elections, but this one's
Yeah, I'll realize right there. Yeah.
That one will definitely.
Do I have everyone's votes? No.
Votes required, I know required two, no black.
Okay.
Just less things to count.
Yeah, that's what he said, he goes, no, he's gonna have to vote on it.
Yeah, don't you think?
Jarvis, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof. I, William Jarvis, do swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent on me as moderator of this meeting, according to the Constitution and law of the state.
There you go. You sign that.
So before we continue on with the articles, there are a few rules I'll read. I just tell
Could
you.
you speak up, please?
Yes, ma'am, I can. I'll talk as loud as you want me
Nancy, we
to.
all know you got a loud voice.
If I need to talk loud, just say something. In fact, if anytime there's discussion and I can't hear folks, I'll ask for you to speak louder also. I know a few of you, most of you don't know me. I'm Bill Jarvis. I am the chief of the Jackman Moose River Fire Rescue Department here in Jackman. I'm also a self-employed forester. I've been moderating meetings now this is my 30th year. So this is my 4th meeting so far this year. So I've had a little bit of practice at it. So. All right, one thing I ask is just everybody be polite to everyone else. So let me just read a few rules. This meeting will be conducted according to the 7th edition of the Maine Moderator's Manual produced in 2021. I have a copy right here. Only registered voters of the plantation may participate and vote. Normally, if there's a big enough hall, we make non-registered people who are not registered voters sit away from everyone else, but I know that's difficult here. As Susan said, every registered voter should have the green card. Do all the registered voters have the green card? Okay. A person who is not a registered voter may not speak without 2/3 consent of those present. No one may speak until recognized by me. All discussion should be directed to me. Now, if there's discussion that obviously is questions for the assessors to answer, I'll immediately defer to them. But it all should be directed to me. I will read each article in full. Following an affirmative motion and a second, discussion on the article will be accepted. Following the completion of the discussion, unless there are any objections, I will not restate the motion. If it is different than what is printed, I will simply call for a vote. Following any vote, I will clearly state the outcome of the vote. All discussion on a given article must pertain to the article. I reserve the right to halt discussion that does not pertain to the article. I reserve the right to limit discussion at any time that such discussion serves no useful purpose. All motions must be made in the positive. Negative motions will not be accepted. Only one motion for an article will be allowed on the floor at any one time. Only one amendment at a time will be allowed for any motion on the floor. All votes are normally by voice unless required to be otherwise, and in this case, we'll use the cards. I'll ask for the show of those. If there's a request for a secret ballot, I'll poll the House. If the majority is in favor, then a written ballot will be taken. Any dollar amount that appears within the wording of an article cannot be increased. The amount is considered to be capped. The dollar amount may only be adopted as is or reduced. Any dollar amount outside of an article is considered to be an open appropriation and can be increased, decreased, or left the same. When it means outside of the article, it usually means the line that says recommendation. The recommendation is such and such. All right, are there any questions about the rules we're going to follow? Any questions about anything before we continue on with the articles? Okay, if not, Sandy asked just to have a minute to speak, if you allow her that.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I just am going to say that I am not running for any office, that I'm not looking to move forward with the town as a nation. I want to thank all my supporters and the people that I've worked with, especially Judith Hutchinson, who's not here tonight. Judith just completed her 30th year as tax collector. And that's pretty an amazing thing, and she's been a big part of this town. In fact, I don't think we'd be here tonight if she hadn't helped bring us together. And she's still trying to help the town to this day. Judith never wrote checks to herself, ever. She never did it. She never paid herself. It's never been stated by the members of this board, and me being the last member, I wanted to make that statement. Despite articles in the paper, despite the Maine Townsman, whatever it was, it was not done. So I just wanna urge people to participate, and I wish everybody well, I don't wish anybody any ill, and let's move forward. Thank you.
All right, continuing on with the articles. Because I do not know most of you and your names, I ask for a motion on the article. If all you intend to do is move it as recommended, please just say moved by Heather Sylvester, so I'll know who said it. Susan may know anyways, but she may not be able to see who made it, so. Is everybody clear on that? Okay. Let's move on to Article 2. To raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for and elect a clerk for a one-year term. Current 3,000, recommendation 3,000. And now, before I ask for a motion on this, because there's actually two sections of this. Part A would basically be raise, appropriate, and expend the salary, and then Part B would be elect a clerk. So, can someone make a motion for the raise, appropriate, and expend the salary, and the recommendation is 3,000?
I'll make that motion.
All right. By
Second.
Thomas Sylvester.
Second by David Frankel.
I'd like to amend that article.
Okay, you, go ahead, Susan.
I would like to, raise, at $4,000 for the town clerk position. I can't do that?
You can because it's not in the article, it's in the recommendation, so it's not a proposed appropriation.
Sorry about that.
So, yes. So Susan, you're making a motion to amend.
To amend, the salary from 3,000 to 4,000.
Is there a second on that?
I second that.
Who's second? I'm sorry.
Sharon King.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna discuss the amendment for $4,000. Is there any discussion on the amendment? And what will happen is when the discussion is done on the amendment, we'll vote on the amendment. If it passes, then that will become the motion on the floor. Then we'll be back to the article moved at that, okay? So, discussion on the amendment of 4,000, is there any? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor of amending the motion to $4,000, please wave the little card. It's clearly a majority, so now the article is at 4,000. Is there any discussion of the article at 4,000? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, raise, appropriate, and expend the salary for the clerk of 4,000, signify by holding the card up. Clearly a majority. Okay, so that part is done. So now we will go to the second part, B. Are there any nominations for a clerk?
I nominate Susan Hathaway,
All right,
Second.
Susan's been nominated by who?
Denise Rancourt.
Denise Rancourt. And there was a second on that?
Denise Haynes.
Are there any further nominations for the clerk? Seeing none, is there a motion for nominations to cease?
I make a motion that we cease nominations. Heather Sylvester.
Heather made the motion to cease. Is there a second?
A second.
Seconded. All those in favor of nominations ceasing, signify by holding up the card. Okay, nominations are ceased, that's carried. All those in favor of Susan Hathaway as the clerk, please hold your card up. Okay, congratulations, Susan. Okay, we'll move on to Article 3. To raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for and elect a first assessor for a one-year term, current 8,000, recommendation 8,000. The same thing as before, we're gonna do it in two parts. The first part A will be raise, appropriate, and expend a salary. Is there a motion on that?
I make a motion, we accept as read.
Heather moves for the recommendation of 8,000.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor of raise appropriate expend the salary for the first assessor at 8,000? Okay, that clearly carries, okay. Now we're gonna take nominations first assessor, just so you know, by law, nominations for the voting for the assessor is required by written ballot. So what we can do though, is if there are no objections, if as we go through each one, if there's only one person nominated, not everyone has to cast a ballot, as long as we have a minimum of 3, it will be acceptable. If anybody objects, we'll let everybody vote. Or when we're asking for 3 votes, anybody can come cast them, okay? So, first assessor, we'll start also with part A, oh no, we did the funding, okay, so let's go to the voting. All right, is there a nomination for first assessor?
I make a nomination for David Raincourt.
I second.
David Rancourt by Heather. Are there any further nominations for first assessor? Seeing none, is there a motion for nominations to cease?
I make a motion for nominations to cease.
By Heather, is it seconded?
I'll second.
Seconded, thank you. All those in favor of nominations for first assessor ceasing, please hold up the card. Okay, that clearly carries. So now, written ballot, we need at least 3 people to come up and cast a written ballot for David. Anybody who wants to cast a ballot may, but we need at least 3.
Did anyone else want to cast a ballot? They're all Dave Rancourt's.
It's unanimous. Yep, okay. So congratulations to Dave. All right, let's move on to Article 4. To raise appropriate and expend the salary for and elect a second assessor for a 1-year term. Current 7,700, recommendation 7,700. Just like the others, we'll do it in 2 parts. Is there a motion for the raise appropriate and expend the salary for the second assessor?
I make a motion that we accept the $7,700.
Moved by Heather for 7,700.
Second.
And it's seconded. Any discussion on that portion of the article?
Make a motion that discussion ceases.
We don't really need to do that, Tom. I was gonna go right to the votes. Are you willing to retract that?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's go.
Seeing no discussion on it, all those in favor of raise appropriate expended salary for the second assessor of 7,700, please hold up your card. Thank you, clearly it's unanimous. Okay, now let's go to the nominations for second assessor. Can I have a nomination for second assessor, please?
I nominate Charlie Hathaway.
I second that.
And who made the nomination?
Denise Rancourt.
Denise Rancourt. Are there any further nominations for second assessor? Seeing none, is there a motion for nominations to cease?
I make a motion for nominations to cease.
Moved by Heather, is it seconded? All those in favor of nominations for second assessor ceasing, please hold up the card. Okay, that clearly carries. So now, same as before, we need at least 3 written ballots. Anybody who wants to come up, cast a ballot, please do so.
And once again, that's unanimous.
Unanimous? Okay. go to Article 5. To raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for an elected third assessor for a one-year term. Current 7,000, recommendation 7,000. Same as the others, we'll do Part A and Part B. Part A is the money part. Does anyone make a motion for that, please?
I make a motion, we accept the 7,000.
All right, moved by Heather at 7,000.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor of raise, appropriate, expend the salary for the third assessor at 7,000, thank you, clearly carries. Okay, the second part, same as before, do I have a nomination for third assessor?
I nominate Justin Stimson.
I second that nomination.
Justin Stimson,
Yep.
okay. And who made the nomination?
Jimmy Doria, James Doria.
Are there any further nominations for third assessor? Is he here?
He's here.
All right, yes, the current first assessor just brought up that I should ask everybody if you're willing to accept the position.
Sorry.
Seeing that nobody else is being nominated, I'll accept.
Okay. Thank you.
I really believe there'd be more than one nomination.
All right, is there a motion for nominations for third assessor to cease?
I make a motion, we cease the nomination.
We'll go with Heather.
Okay.
And is there a second?
A second.
Seconded. All right, all those in favor of nomination ceasing, please hold up the card. That clearly carries. Okay, same as before, we need at least 3 written ballots.
It's like your research, I want to get them out.
I turned them down too.
Unanimous?
Unanimous? Okay, so congratulations, Justin.
Thank you. I appreciate the nomination and the vote of confidence.
Thank you for accepting.
Thanks, Justin.
All right, so moving on to Article 6, to raise appropriate expend a salary for an elected treasurer for a one-year term, current 7,500, recommendation 7,500. Same as before, let's have Part A be for the salary portion, is there a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the $7,500.
Heather moved for 7,500,
Second.
seconded. Any discussion on the funding portion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the card. Thank you, clearly carries. Okay, are there any nominations for the treasurer?
Make a nomination, Evan Anderson.
Evan
I'll
Anderson.
second.
Are there any further nominations? Is there a motion for nominations to cease?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Sylvester. And I heard a second.
David.
Actually, for a second, for nominations, we don't even really need a name, so. But that's okay, you can give it, we'll take it. All those in favor of nominations for the treasurer ceasing signify by saying aye. Sorry, raise the card, you say also. That clearly carries, congratulations, Evan. Okay, let's go to the next one. Article 7, to raise appropriate and expend a salary for an elected tax
We
collector.
gotta vote on
Right,
it.
Oh.
you just said.
Oh,
to
sorry,
cease.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was nomination CC, right. So now we need to vote on, thank you for, we don't need written ballots. We don't need written ballots for
It's
that.
not necessary.
Oh, we don't need that? Oh, okay.
So,
You got everybody well trained, Bill.
I do.
We're hurting.
Thank you
Trying to
very
move this
much,
along.
Evan. That's awesome.
All those in favor of
Just trying to get my
Evan
step in.
as treasurer? Okay, that clearly carries, okay. Trying to move it along too fast. Okay, Article 7, to raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for and elect a tax collector for a one-year term, same as before. Part A will be the funding, is there a motion? Oh, current 6,200, recommendation 6,200.
I make a motion, we accept the 6,200.
Second.
Another move for 6,200, it's been seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the 6,200? Clearly carries. Okay, same as before, part B, do we have nomination for the tax collector?
Evan Anderson,
Okay. Go ahead.
Evan Anderson,
Evan Anderson by who?
David Frankel.
David Rico, okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can the treasurer and the tax collector be the same person according to the MMA?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say multiple towns do, so.
Yeah, and I asked the auditor, if she thought that was a good idea, and she also said that was okay.
But that's a good question.
Perfect.
All right, are there any further nominations for the tax collector? Seeing none, is there a motion to cease?
I make a motion to cease.
We'll say yes. This is seconded. All those in favor of nomination ceasing, hold your card up. Okay, that clearly carries. All those in favor of Evan as the tax collector, hold your card up. That clearly carries as well. Congratulations, Evan, we got two things here. Article 8, to raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for the register of voters, which she is appointed by the Board of Assessors. So this is current 1,050, recommendation 1,050. Can I have a motion on Article 8, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Second.
Moved by Heather, seconded. Any discussion on Article 8? Yes.
I make a motion to amend that article.
Okay. Susan is moving to amend.
I make a motion to amend it to $500.
Susan made a motion to amend to $500. Is there a second on that?
Second.
Seconded. Okay, so we have the amendment. Any discussion on the amendment for
Yeah,
500?
why are we cutting that more than half?
Because, there's very little to do over the course of the year for a registrar, and in comparison to the other positions, I feel like it's in line with the amount of work that is, required of that person.
As the person who just did it for the last year, I would absolutely agree with that. There was very little that I've had to do once I was in the central voter system. That was really it. A lot of the duties of it ultimately fall on, the clerk to like make sure that everything is set for the registrar of voters. It's very
Okay.
overpaid.
Yeah, okay. Alright, I just wanted to make sure that we weren't like slighting somebody, so.
Any other discussion on the amendment? All those in favor of amending the article to 500, please hold up the card. Okay, so it's been, now we're to the article now itself is at $500. Is there any discussion on the article itself at 500? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 8 for 500, hold up the card. Okay, clearly it is. Article 9, to raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for a Bureau of Motor Vehicles agent.
We still
Oh, sorry.
No, it's appointed.
It's appointed.
The board appoints them.
Sorry.
It's always good to question. Always good to question. To raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for the Bureau of Motor Vehicles agent, current 3,000, recommendation 3,000. Can I have a motion on Article 9, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather made the motion to accept it
I
as read.
second.
It's been seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, are we still going with Moscow, or are we gonna try to get ourselves a in-house BMV general?
It's an appointed position, but, I haven't touched base with her. I was supposed to touch base with her before the meeting to see if she's willing to continue. It will be decided by the new board.
Okay.
She hasn't said no, but she hasn't said no.
Yes.
I'd just like to state that it's really convenient for the hours that Moscow has to go down there
Yeah.
and register a vehicle, so.
It,
The board makes the decision?
it was convenient for me earlier this year when I bought my motorcycle. I literally called them that morning and then went down there half an hour later and registered my
Took care of it.
motorcycle, so.
She's been really helpful, she's done a really good job.
Yeah.
What-
It makes
so-
it really hard for some of us though that live in town but work out of town to make it to Moscow.
One day a week.
Right, so
One.
if we had,
So-
just question, if we had set hours here in town, would it be helpful is to register them
Yes, it
here?
would be.
This is just a question.
Of course it would be.
I mean, of course, I mean, just, I think it's, you know, before it was like, you know, in the morning one week and in the
No, I
afternoon the
know,
next
right,
week, you know,
But if we
and,
had like 3 days a week that we have hours,
yeah,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
whatever,
make an appointment, right?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles, thanks for
Or
raising
show
your
up.
hand. Yeah.
My understanding is getting, the town, and somebody within the town set up as an EMD agent, you know, it's not just like that. There's a process, there's been a breakdown in the process for some period of time within the town. So I don't really know what it's gonna take to bring it back internally. And also, I think that would be something that the new board would wanna investigate and discuss. Hopefully, Janice will agree to do it, because it has worked out pretty well. Whether that's a long-term solution, that remains to be seen.
Justin?
I personally, of course, like most people, would love the idea of set hours 3 days a week here in the forest. I'm just wondering if the budget that we just voted to approve is gonna be able to achieve that.
No.
I didn't think so.
I mean, maybe it's not 3 days a week, but we have to be here anyway, so it might be, I don't know.
To be determined.
I think it's something that.
If the board can investigate it further, it would be greatly appreciated by most, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment to say that that's where I would have it, so, cool.
Well,
Thanks,
I've
Joe.
heard a lot of good, you
Yeah.
know, positive feedback about that. It really depends on where she's at, and I don't think we know for certain right now. So it's a little bit ambiguous, but we've got some money, thankfully, that we can work with and try to sort out the best solution for the town.
There you go.
Any other discussion on Article 9? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the cards. Okay, clearly carries. Article 10, to raise, appropriate, and expend a salary for an animal control officer. Current $650, recommendation $650. Is there a motion on Article 10?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay.
I second.
In unison.
6:30.
Okay, Heather made the motion for the recommendation, it was seconded. Any discussion on Article 10? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 10, please hold up the cards, thank you. Article 11, to allow the board to appoint Brian Turner as plumbing inspector. And I
Make
have
a
a
motion to, accept the article as read.
Okay, so you're moving the article, basically.
Yes.
Susan has moved the article, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 11? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 11, hold up the card, clearly carries. Article 12. To see if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the purchase and installation of a standby generator at the Forks Plantation Town Hall. Okay, we got different subsections here. Article 12A. To see if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the purchase of a 14 kilowatt Kohler standby generator. Purchase price not to exceed $12,000. Recommendation $12,400. I found out earlier that's a misprint. You wouldn't be able to do the recommendation anyways, because the 12,000 is in the article, so it's capped. So,
Mine is, Susan, that's everything you did.
so the most the motion could be for is 12,000. Can I have a motion on 12A?
I make a motion to, raise $12,000 for an emergency generator.
Okay, Susan made the motion for 12,000. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on that portion of the article, 12A?
I have a question.
Yes, Tom?
What's the matter with our current generator?
It's, not working. I tried, I don't know,
Hasn't been running
it
10
was
years.
last fall or this spring, last fall to get it going. Flat tires, with a little gas in the plug, I could get it to fire a little bit. But it's in a state of, I'd say, pretty profound disrepair. Sandy may know the last time it was used, I don't.
Like 15 years ago.
And I don't believe it would be big enough to power town hall.
Right.
And additionally, somebody'd have to man it, you know, make sure it's come down, plug it in, you know, make sure there's gas in it, so.
Right.
But yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, to that point, if nobody's used it in 15 years, then what do we really need a generator for? You know,
Okay, well, this last storm in December
I mean, well,
was
you could
very
also-
catastrophic, right?
sure.
And the fact is, these climate storms are gonna get worse. I mean, we're gonna have more times when the town hall is down. The town hall is a place where people could come, we have a shower for heating. It'd be,
Not
might be
only-
something for something to come.
Our pipes can freeze here.
Correct.
We can ruin the infrastructure here. We've got, you know, a vault, we could ruin.
Yeah, but again, you could purchase another portable generator, cause we obviously have those hookups then,
Are
right?
you volunteering to come and start it every
Yeah.
time?
Well, let's keep it positive, but, I'm just saying, no, if nobody's cared about it for 15 years, it's, you know.
Though you raise a good point,
Right.
and so does Sandra, and I think part of it was for me, this winter with these prolonged power outages. There were a couple of times where I was fearful that we were gonna have a freeze up here. And if we have a freeze up with this hot water heat, we start busting pipes, we're talking
Lots of-
thousands
Sounds like
of
work for a
dollars
plumber.
Yeah, it does.
It's almost like an insurance policy, so it's gambling. I mean, you might say, well, it could be 5 years from now, we'll sit here and we'll say, the thing has never run. You know what I mean? So it's a little, but we're putting it out there for the people to
Sure.
decide, and you raise very good points.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Yes, Sharon Peabody. I also think we're overlooking something. We have a lot of elderly people that live in this area. They don't have access necessarily to generators. At least they could come to the town hall and be warm for the day. They could, and you have to decide if they can spend the night, but even if they were just here all day with lights and electricity and heat, we should reach out to them and help them as much as we could. With the way we spend money, that is pennies compared to what we could do for people. But in addition to saving our town hall, we certainly could support our elderly people that don't have access to such.
Yes, Heather.
I think it's a really good idea. I think it should have been done many moons ago. It's been talked about over the years, plenty of times, about putting a standby generator in here. We have a full kitchen out there that can be utilized. Community can come together, cook meals, take care of each other, just like we used to in this town. And that's what we need to get back to.
Yes.
And after those two like prolonged power outages we had in less than a week's time, when we all got our power back in just a matter of like 3 days and then losing it again for multiple days. I mean, something like that here at the town hall, knowing that we can come down, take showers, cook food, you know, stay warm, and not have to worry about it would be wonderful. And I think this is something that we shouldn't even be debating, so.
I second that.
I'm all for it to save the pipes anyways, but when it comes to those 2 points, does that mean whenever the power comes out or goes out, somebody's gonna come here and unlock the place, or?
No, it's.
So will it be open to the public if the power's out?
I
Cause
think
that's
that
the
would
way
have
it's
to
being
be-
sold
I
right
think
now.
that would be have to be part of it, otherwise you're kind of defeating the whole
Right.
purpose. So I would think so, yeah.
Okay, watch
And
out.
we would have to decide, I mean, whoever, you know, who lives the closest? Who lives the closest? And I think so,
Access
no,
would be a
no, definitely.
I don't think it's.
He's a little bit, isn't he? I have a standby generator.
All right, any other discussion on 12A?
Well, so did the Kohlers, yes.
Okay, yes.
Voting.
Oh, okay, all right. All those in favor of 12A as moved at 12,000? Yep, vote clearly carries. All right, let's go to 12B. To see if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the installation of a propane hookup installation not to exceed 1,400. recommendation 1,400.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, moved by Heather at the 1,400, and second. Any discussion on 12B?
This is all the quotes you guys have already gotten, right?
Right.
Okay, just checking that we're,
I'm thinking that the generator isn't much good without some sort of fuel source.
right,
I just put one in the West Fork, so.
yeah.
All right, any further discussion, 12B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 12B at the 1,400? All right, 12B clearly carries. 12C, to see if the people will vote to appropriate and expend the ARPA federal funds to offset the purchase of the standby generator. Recommendation 3,700. Can I have a motion on 12C, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, and it's been seconded. Any discussion on 12C?
Does anybody wanna know what these funds are, where they came from? It's basically federal funds from COVID, like the American Relief, whatever it is, right in the Recovery Act or something. And basically, they gave them to municipalities, I think all over the country, and if you basically have to spend it, you have to spend it in a specific, designated way, or they take it away. So.
Let's spend it.
So that's what that's all about, so.
Any further discussion on
So that will-
12C?
That will offset the 12,000 and the 1,400.
Yeah.
So it's not in addition to, that
Take a little bit
offsets
of
the
it off,
number.
that's all.
Yeah.
Take a little bit of the bite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was just holding my thing.
Oh, okay.
He's ready, he's ready to vote.
Since we're ready to vote, all those in favor of 12C at the recommendation 3,700? All right, that clearly carries. Article 13, see if the people will vote to raise, appropriate, and expend money for employers' portion of Social Security and Medicare tax per IRS law. Recommendation 6,000. May I have a motion on Article 13,
I make
please?
a motion to accept the article as read.
Second.
Moved by Susan, seconded. Any discussion on Article 13? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 13? Article 13 clearly carries. Article 14, to see if people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for Somerset County tax. Recommendation, $129,205.21.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
I second that.
Moved by Heather and seconded. Any discussion on 14?
They gonna come and finish fixing the Moxie Road?
That I don't know, but what is interesting is that actually is a little bit less than last year, which we had to second guess and like, really? And it is, so.
Went down by
I think that's
like
pretty
11,000.
nice. Just an interesting note. Things don't usually go down on taxes.
Any other discussion on Article 14? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 14, please hold up the card. Article 14 clearly carries. Article 15, warrant for District 5, this is for
The school board.
the school board articles, okay.
Does Regina do that?
No, I can continue on as a moderator. Regina is the superintendent?
Yes,
Okay, but you're not a registered
I
voter
am
of the town?
not.
Okay. What's your last name, Regina?
Campbell.
Campbell, okay. Because Regina is not a registered voter, can someone please make a motion to allow her to speak on any of these school articles?
I will make that motion.
Second.
Okay, so all those in favor of allowing her to speak, please hold up your cards. Takes 2/3 majority, it's clearly 2/3, okay. So, we'll go down to those articles. Article 1. See what sum the Forks Plantation will be authorized to expend for regular construction for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Board of Directors recommends 13,000. May I have a motion on Article 1, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, it's been moved by Heather. Is there a second?
I second it.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 1? Yes.
I have a quick question about the whole thing with the school system up there. I've been hearing rumors that the school may not even open next year, it doesn't have a curriculum.
What school are you talking about?
The Jackson School?
Oh, no, the school will be there. Yeah,
They don't have a budget, they have a curriculum, they don't have a budget.
the budget meeting's next week.
Okay,
They have a curriculum, they have everything.
they did get that together?
It'll be there, yeah.
Okay, good.
Bill.
Yes, Heather.
So, David, even if the budget doesn't pass, school starts working off of the previous year's budget.
Well, one
So-
of the kids' fathers was my son, well, anyways, a relative, and he said that, there was having some problems up there, that they may not even have a school system in Jackson next year because of
No,
some
they
discrepancies
will.
on
They will.
all
Yes,
the
they
fees
will.
and all that.
Yeah, no.
And that's
they'll-
why I was asking the question, whether that's
Yeah, they have
factual,
not.
or whether,
Yeah.
why would we put money towards a school system that may not exist?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter because we tuition our kids anyway, so even if Jackman were to go debunk, we could tuition our kids anywhere. So this covers us to be able to send any of our students anywhere. Parents have a choice
That makes
in
more
this
sense.
town,
Thank
so,
you.
yeah.
Any other discussion on Article 1? Seeing none, all those in favor, hold the cards up. Okay, Article 1 clearly carries. Article 2, see what sum the Forks Plantation will be authorized to expend for system administration for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Board of Directors recommends $7,125. Can I have a motion on Article 2, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
I second it.
Moved by Heather and it's seconded. Any discussion on Article 2?
What is system, what is
What is
system?
Those are the stipends for the school committee, my stipend, and school board liability insurance.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion, Article 2? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold the card up. Okay, Article 2 clearly carries. Article 3, to see what sum the Forks Plantation will be authorized to expend for all other expenditures for the 2024-2025 fiscal year. Board of Directors recommends $10,000. Can I have a motion on Article 3, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second?
I second it.
Seconded, okay. Any discussion on Article 3?
What are all other expenditures?
Would be the transportation
Yeah.
for the one student being budgeted for.
Okay, any other discussion on Article 3? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 3, please hold up the card. Article 3 clearly carries. Article 4, local EPS funding allocation. See what sum the Forks Plantation will appropriate for the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act. And to see what sum the Forks Plantation will raise as its contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essentials Program and Services Funding Act in accordance with the Maine Revised Statutes, Title 28, Section 15688. Board of Directors recommends $30,125. A motion on Article 4, please.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather has moved the article. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 4? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 4, signify by, please hold your card up. Thank you. I'm used to voting support, sorry, guys. Okay, clearly carries. Article 5. Excuse me. Total school budget summary. To see what sum the Forks Plantation will authorize the Board of School Directors to expend for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2024, and end in June 30th, 2025, from the town's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten to grade 12 as described in Essential Programs and Services Funding Act. Non-state funded school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statutes, Title 28, Section 15690, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidy, and receipts for the support of schools. Board of Directors recommends $30,125. Can I have a motion on Article 5, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather has moved the article. Is there a second?
Seconded.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 5? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 5, please hold up your card. Okay, Article 5 clearly carries. And it looks like we're back to the municipal articles. All right. Article 15A, to see if the people raise, appropriate, and expend money from taxation for school assessment. Recommendation, $30,125. Bus savings account balance as of May 26, 2024, $70,739.88. Special education CD account balance as of May 26, 2024, $31,525.20. Can Can I have a motion on Article 15A, please?
I make a motion that we accept it as read.
Okay, Heather moved the article, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded, any discussion on 15A? Yes.
Oh, I don't know what this is, I don't understand what this is for.
You don't understand the article? Okay.
No.
Somebody will answer.
Can I?
Yes. We only allowed you for school, this is considered school assessment, so we'll go with it.
Okay,
Regina,
thank
go
you.
ahead. It's related to the schools, so yes, go
I
ahead.
am.
Okay.
Very confusing. Article 4, if we could just go back to that.
Right,
You folks just raised the money.
right.
Article 5, you authorized the school board to spend the money.
Okay.
Article 15A, you authorized the town to pay the bills for the budget.
Okay,
So, really
So-
3 different steps.
but I don't understand, what about the bus savings account balance? I mean,
That's just information for you to have.
but we're not taking money out.
No.
No, it's just information for you to have.
All right.
So the this is an additional money, it's the same $30,000
Correct,
that
correct.
we're talking about.
It's just authorizing the town to pay the bills.
Okay.
Evan needs the money to
Thank
pay
you.
the bills.
So, Bill, can
Yes,
I?
Heather.
So Sharon, if we lived in a bigger town,
Right.
like we would have to go, like the town people would have to go to the school budget meeting
Right, I
and pass
understand.
the
I
school budget,
understand.
and then you have to go to
Right,
town.
I understand that, I just didn't know why we have the bus savings account balance. I just was worried we were taking money out of that.
Yeah.
No, those are both informational articles.
That's fine, thank you.
Is there any other discussion on 15A? Seeing none, all those in favor of 15A, please hold the card up. 15A clearly carries. 15B, to see if people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the non-traditional scholarship program. Recommendation 0, and then I'm assuming this other stuff is just informational also?
That's
Correct.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's balances on account. So, may I have a motion on 15B, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, Heather moved the article, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on 15B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 15B, please hold the card up. 15B clearly carries. Article 16. To see what sum of money the plantation will vote to raise, appropriate, and expend money for all Forks Plantation students for school meals. The assessors may stop payment at any time if the parents do not apply for the free or reduced meals they are entitled to. Recommendation $0. Is there a motion on 16?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Alright, it's been moved by Heather, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on 16? Yes, Heather?
Do we know, is the school in Jackman right now, they still free lunches?
Yeah,
Yeah, everyone.
universal free
Okay. Alright.
breakfast and lunch.
Okay, yeah, so, I wasn't sure if that was extended past all this the COVID times, so,
Everybody eats.
yeah.
Any other discussion on Article 16? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up your card. Okay, that clearly carries. Article 17, to nominate and elect 3 school board directors for a 1-year term. All right, we're gonna start with Article 17A, which is the first director. Do I have? Oh, I had to scoop one here. We'll go with this. Okay, is there a nomination for the first director?
I make a nomination for Lindsay Weiser if she wants to.
Lindsay, how do you spell your last name?
WEISER.
Susan.
You're currently
I
the chairman.
second.
What was that, Tom?
I said Lindsay's currently the chairperson.
Correct.
Okay. So you're currently the first director, is that what?
We don't have first, second, and third. We have a chair, a vice chair, and a member.
So there's 3 school committee
Correct.
members? Okay, so this is just the different ones, okay.
Yes.
And, all right, so are there any further well, since there can be nominations for all of them, Since there's 3 committee members, and they don't really need to be second, we're gonna combine the 3 articles. So we have a motion for Lindsay. Let me just ask for a motion, no, I don't wanna do motions for nominations because they're all committee members. So is there a motion for a second committee member?
Nominate Sean Dubois.
Sean Dubois.
I said that
If he
right,
wants to
didn't
do
I?
it.
Yeah.
And is there a motion for another committee member? Since there apparently are 3 openings? Is there just 2
I
committee members?
nominate James Doria.
Can you say it again?
James Doria.
I don't accept.
He has a great head, it's just
I
quarterly.
nominate Anna Stimson.
No, she says no also.
Thanks, buddy. I didn't graduate high school.
What happens in cases like this? If
Well,
don't
we need,
approve it?
we won't have a quorum. We can't have any action accepted or approved. There are only 4 meetings, they're painless, no more than 20 minutes. There's stipends.
We retired.
I nominate Evan Anderson.
Evan, are you willing to accept it?
Yeah, I would do that.
Evan, okay. Okay, so there's 3 school committee members, we have 3 nominations. Can I have a motion for nominations to cease for school committee members?
I'll make that motion.
All right, who made the motion?
David?
Okay. So he made the motion for nominations to cease. Is there a second on that?
A second.
So all those in favor of nominations for school committee members ceasing, please hold up the card. Okay, thank you. School committee members is also required by written ballot by law. So since there's 3 openings and 3 nominations, unless there are any objections, we can do the same thing again and just take 3 written ballots. If there are any objections, we'll let everybody fill out a ballot. If there are no objections, there's no objections, we just need 3 people to come up and write down the 3 names.
So it's all one at a time? You don't write 3 on one ballot?
No, you can write them all in one.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can write all 3.
Can I copy somebody's spelling? You got, you ready to go? Is that for me?
If you want it, that's the names.
Oh, you 3 got it? All right, cool. Good work.
Wendy Bott, Evan Anderson, and Lindsay Weiser, ditto, and ditto.
Thank you.
Unanimous, yes, thank you guys very much.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Please?
Related to school stuff, because that's what you're allowed to speak about.
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes, I'll keep it to school. First of all, I'd like to give you, an invitation to your first meeting in some minutes in September. And I just would like to thank all of you, for the opportunity to work for you. You have a great town. I've been here a long time. You know, Heather, there's so many of you that I know through the school, and, you do a great job for your kids. Even though we have none right now, you know, we're hoping for a couple, you know, in time. Very proud to work for you. You do things right. You're a great town, and I'm glad things are going well again. You know, I gotta say, this is not school, so I'll say it as I leave because I don't want to ruin the meeting. When Sandy asked me if I would moderate, and I'm so glad you came forward, I was like, my husband says it's the right thing to do, you should say yes. And I said, of course, but keep looking, Sandy. And I'm glad. But,
Thank you, Bill.
but I was offered drinks at the Marshalls afterwards. So I hope
I
they
wasn't offered
extend
that,
that. Thank you so much. Have a great summer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Regina, love you.
All right, we'll move on to Article 18. To see if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend the money for the payment of the second year of a 3-year contract with Andy Webb and Daughter for the winter maintenance of 2.1 miles of the Lake Moxie Road and the Forks Plantation. Recommendation, $46,415.17. So I'm assuming that next line is for the following winter?
Correct.
Okay. So, we have a motion for the recommendation of the $46,415.17.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, Heather moved it, it's been seconded. Any discussion on Article 18? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the card. All right, that clearly carries. Article 19, see if people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the 2024-2025 salt supply. Recommendation, $24,846.25. Can I have a motion on Article 9, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Second.
Heather moved it, it's been seconded. Any other discussion on Article 19? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 19 is moved, please hold up the card. That clearly carries. 19A, see if people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the remaining balance of salt used for the 2023-2024 winter season. Recommendation, $5,525. Can I have a motion on Article 19A?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather has moved it, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on 19A?
Yes, what is this?
What is 19A? What is it for?
What it is the salt used on the roads last winter, exceeded the budget. We're about 68 tons in deficit. And we needed to raise it in this new budget year.
Did we miss it on usage or cost estimation?
Usage mostly, yes, usage, Tom.
I'm surprised, cause we didn't have a very big winter.
We did, we had like 4 storms.
I know, I'm
That's
trying to
like
figure
3
out how
times.
we.
But the weather, temperature was, and there's a new contractor, Andy was new again this year, he's done it for us before.
I'm assuming we're gonna work towards reducing the consumption.
Absolutely.
Not do it at all. Go back to dirt, guys, you know, here.
Well,
Cost.
with all the construction.
All right,
traffic.
This is one of those things that's really tough because it's weather dependent and we're trying to predict the weather and, it's also changed because we had a new contractor and the way the salt was utilized and laid down was different. So hard for me to account how much would be because of contractor change and how much is because of weather. And it's really hard to predict, that, so. It's kind of where we're at.
The last guy we had did a great job. He did a great job.
Agreed.
Yep. The best roads have been.
Yep.
any other discussion on 19A? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold the card up. 19A clearly carries. Article 20, see if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for Upper Kennebec Valley Ambulance Service for the following services. Article 20A, the annual UKVAS budget, recommendation $26,154. Can I have a motion on 28, please?
Motion to accept as read.
Moved by Tom Sylvester, seconded. Any discussion on 28? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 28 signify by holding up the card. Thank you, clearly carries. Article 20B. The estimated UKVS budget increase fiscal year January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025. Recommendation $2,615.48. Can I have a motion on 20B, please?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
All right, Susan made the motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded. Any discussion on 20B?
I am really confused as to why there's two separate line items for the budget.
That's what we've done since, we had a split budget with them guys 2 or 3, 4 years ago.
Alright.
Cause their fiscal year is different than ours, and if there's an increase in the budget for the next year,
Okay,
we wanna be able to pay the first 2 quarter payments.
okay,
It's an estimated increase.
Estimated, yeah,
okay.
but I don't presume there's gonna be any, but you never know.
Well, I don't know, there's running double paramedics on the trucks, so.
Any other discussion on 20B? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the cards. 20B clearly carries. Article 21, see if people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for Article 21, fire protection from the West Forks Fire Department. Recommendation $15,000. Do I have a motion on 21A, please?
I make a motion, we accept that as read.
All right, moved by Heather, seconded. Any discussion on 21A? Yes, Tom?
Budget amount should have been 13,000. Was this a typo, or are we being very generous? And I'll take all the money you wanna give us, but.
No, it was increased because I think of the, rental situation,
Oh, yeah, okay.
okay?
Yep.
Estimated that being increased in the budget and being
Yeah.
passed on to the towns, I believe, okay?
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion on 21A? Seeing none, all those in favor of 21A, please hold up the card. All right, 21A clearly
If I
carries,
see any
thank
fire
you.
department members, don't raise their hands, I'm gonna beat you.
Article 21B, warden salary, current $541.42, recommendation $541.42. Can I have a motion on 21B?
I make a motion to accept it as read.
All right, Susan made the motion, seconded. Okay, seconded. Any discussion on 21B?
Gordon Berry's still a warden? Okay.
He's deputy warden, Brandon is the warden.
Oh, okay, alright.
Yep, yep.
Any other discussion on 21B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 21B, please hold up the card. That clearly carries. Article 21C, deputy warrants, current $216.56, recommendation $216.56. Motion on Article 21C, please.
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
All right, Susan has moved the article. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on 21C? Seeing none, all those in favor of 21C, please hold up the card. Clearly carries. Article 22. See if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for yearly cemetery maintenance. Recommendation $5,000. And another line must just be for informational purposes.
It is.
Okay, so, motion on Article 22, please.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
All right, Heather has moved it. Is there a second? Seconded. Any discussion on Article 22?
Any planned projects for the cemeteries at all?
There's some plans up there to first clean up some of the leaning trees and, around the edges, and also the, big tree. And we're gonna have to, I know Sandy could probably speak better to this than I could, at some point in the not too distant past, we had somebody that comes up and like, right, restores
Yeah,
gravestones.
that was done.
Does all that, so we want, it's pretty expensive, and so part of this is to be prepared for that as well.
Maybe a fence in the future?
Possibly the fence has been some
I
possible.
believe that's already been funded.
No.
A couple of years ago, I believe it was. What's the status of the survey and the plot markings?
They're all, it's all been surveyed and all done?
Okay. Corner markers are there and stuff?
Yeah,
Or pins at least?
yep,
Perfect.
and, yeah, we now have room for like 50 more people.
Everybody's down.
All right, advertising. Okay.
So we're all
What's
set.
here?
Everybody's all set here.
Any other discussion on Article 22? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 22, please hold up your card. Thank you, clearly carries. Article 23, to see if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for the yearly Moxie Dam maintenance or for the Moxie Dam long-range maintenance account. Recommendation $30,000. We have a motion on Article 23.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, Heather has moved the article, it's been seconded. Any discussion on Article 23?
Yes, can we please get signs on those end gates for people to not enter?
And what do you mean,
Where
end
the-
dates where?
There, so on the dam walls, there's those big gates, right? And they, what's that, Tom? The fantails that are out there.
With like barbed wire, the things that kind of, you'd have to go out around them.
There's no
Yeah,
barbed wire,
there's no
but yes.
barbed wire. But there used to be signs on them that say,
Oh, right.
do not enter. Violators will be prosecuted.
Yeah.
And those signs are not there anymore. And people are constantly going around them, going up, climbing on the dam, walking around on the dam. We need to have signs, and we yell at them and tell them to get off, and we get told to pound sand. So I'm done, like, trying to holler at people. I mean, we need to have signs telling people to stay off of there. So,
Especially with like how the gates are open right now, and there's a lot of people coming up on the weekends to fish and other things, and those gates open, if they jump off the dam wall or slip and fall, it can
Should be on the.
pretty dangerous for them. They could easily get sucked down under and down through the gates, so.
Charles?
You make a good point, and I think that it's something that, the new board will address. We certainly have plenty of money here
Yeah.
to be able to pay for the signs, so I think it's probably a matter of getting an agreement and getting it done. So,
Yeah.
and I
thank you. I would greatly appreciate it, so, because people are like, there's no signs, we can do whatever we want, so.
Common sense.
Any other discussion on Article 23? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 23, please hold the card out. Okay, Article 23 clearly carries. A, see if people raise, appropriate, or expend money for the dam operator salary. Current, $1,082.84, recommendation $1,082.84. Can I have a motion on Article 23A?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
Okay.
I second that.
Susan has moved, has been seconded. Any discussion on 23A? Seeing none, all those in favor of 23A, please hold up the card.
How do I get that job?
Appointed.
Article 23B, to see if the people raise, appropriate, and expend money for the deputy dam operator salary. Current $1,082.84, recommendation $1,082.84. Can I have a motion on Article 23B, please?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
Okay, Susan made the motion, it's been seconded. Any discussion on 23B?
Who is the deputy dam?
Leon Duval.
I'm sorry?
Leon Duval. Sorry.
And who's the dam operator?
Chris Hugh.
Oh, okay, good.
Any other discussion on Article 23B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 23B, please hold up the cards. 23B clearly carries. 23C, to see if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for extra dam maintenance at $17 per hour, not to exceed $2,000 per year. Recommendation 2,000. Can I have a motion on Article 23C, please?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
Okay, so Susan has moved it, it's been seconded. Any discussion on 23C? Seeing none, all those in favor of 23C, please hold up your card. Okay, that clearly carries. Article 24. See if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for plantation charges and town hall maintenance, professional services, utilities, office supplies, mail shipping, registry of deeds, unorganized territory property taxes, professional dues and memberships, education and training, property maintenance, state LPI fees, printing, municipal street signs and supplies, unemployment tax. Recommendation $73,900. May I have a motion on Article 24, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second that.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 24?
What's the increase over last year? And I know this has ballooned substantially over the last few years. It's a huge black hole.
It was like 66,000 last year.
We used to run 30 to 35. I know things get more expensive, but.
$66,000 last year.
A lot of this is associated somewhat with, expenses last year, trying to anticipate, future expenses. Of course, everything has gone up. And I think frankly, there's probably a lot of room for savings in this particular arena as we move forward. And I also feel that if it's over, which it could be, I don't know, that it will be rolled into next year and we'll have that. It's a real difficult number to try to get something that's solid.
Also, I don't ever remember seeing professional services in that line before, and I know we had a heated discussion about that type of thing last year. What's the difference in the verbiage now?
Professional service does include things like cleaning of the,
Not including legal fees?
It does.
it does include, it would include professional service, including the cleaning of your furnace, legal fees, professional fees, I don't know. You have to have somebody come and clean out the septic tank, which we sometimes do.
That would be maintenance, but yes.
Evan has a breakdown of plantation charges, at least what, was paid last year with the treasurer's report. And I think that there was, what is like included in here may not be exactly what, I mean, we tried to match them up, but, and find a home for each of these expenses. But for instance, MMA is the first one in the plantation charges, and we have a separate article for that. So that you could kind of take off from that 100,000 at the bottom.
Yeah,
Probably
of
should.
the past expense. So, the way that our expenses have been grouped in the past is difficult to track, and so, as we move forward, I'm trying to identify everything that is intended for this article and group it together. In the first iteration that's in this book, there are a few things that are probably, could be taken out of plantation charges and under my report. But it was my attempt at, isolating these expenses and understanding what they are. Going forward, we are gonna change our our expense tree, chart of accounts essentially. And I think we'll be able to report more accurately, the things that we're trying to raise in the warrant. Is my intent is to show expenses in the exact same categories, so that we can, when you wanna see, plantation charges, we'll be able to just run the report and they'll, Trio will group them because of the way our chart of accounts is, so we're getting there.
Any other discussion on Article 24? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 24, please hold up the little card. Article 24 clearly carries. Article 25, to see if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for the annual audit for Article 25A, first fiscal year 2023-2024. Recommendation $13,500. Can I have a motion on 25A, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Edward made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded, any discussion on Article 25A? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the card. 25A clearly carried. 25B, remaining balance for fiscal year 2022-2023. Total cost $13,500. $10,000 raised at town meeting on September 28th, 2023. Recommendation $3,500. May I have a motion on 25B, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Any others with the motion? It's been seconded. Any discussion on 25B?
Where do we stand with getting all of these audits done and the investigations behind them?
Number one, for this particular article, we did not budget enough last year, so this is a catch-up, $3,500.
The 21-22, they're getting ready to finish. We should be getting the management letter It wasn't ready for town.
We've been told that for
Years.
weeks and weeks and months
I know,
and months
I know.
and months.
I gave him some more information just yesterday, if they,
That was for the 23 though, right?
no, that was for the 21-22. The appropriation.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would think that we could at least ask him to give some kind of letter of information to the townspeople.
It's coming.
Where we, I mean, why aren't we getting this? There has to be a reason, and he passes words along through you, but we don't hear anything as
They were only
townspeople.
up here like 3 weeks ago to get, to
Well, we were
finalize
told
it.
it was going to be the end of April, then we were told it was going, but why doesn't he just at least address the residents of the Forks and explain why it isn't done? And it would be a very general explanation, but he doesn't even do that. I mean, he has no accountability as to why we aren't getting any word on this. I would think that you would owe that to someone. I mean, you don't have any problem with presenting the bill.
Let me just share something that I've had come up at some other town meetings. They're all waiting for audits or waiting for.
We're not waiting for the audit, we're waiting for he's been telling us we'd have the final word for months and months.
They started the 22-23 audit, they did start that, so.
Well, even if he updated us about that, I mean, just, we hear nothing.
Yes,
Nothing.
So, I know it's frustrating.
Yes.
I very much wanna get this done
It's
too.
unprofessional.
Well, actually, they're inundated, and they have sent us a letter that essentially says we've beefed up our staff, we will be more responsive in the future, we're trying to meet demand, because the demand is very great. And so, they're just not getting it done because of lack of manpower, I guess is what they're telling us. But they're also in the same breath saying, look, we are hiring these people, so we're gonna be better at executing this in the future, so that's all we have.
So this is the remaining balance owed on 2022-2023.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2021-22 is done, and we've received,
No,
It's been paid for, but we have not gotten. back
that's
to
what
the
I
report.
mean.
it should be forthcoming.
Do like any other business, doesn't hold payment until you receive.
Yeah, I mean, at least, I think you need to be an intermediary and explain to him that the residents are upset that we've paid a bill that we still don't even have a report on. We're paying a bill, or at least raising money for the next one when the first one isn't completed yet. I don't understand.
So, I know that, part of the process that they've been doing is our reconciliations historically.
Right, and it's a mess.
And there's a lot of the income that comes in through electronic funds transfers and stuff has to be recreated.
Right,
Just as
I
entries
understand
and stuff like that,
that.
just matching through the bank
Right.
statements. And that takes them a lot. I'm gonna be taking over the reconciliations for the last fiscal year before I got here.
Okay,
And so that's money that they won't be charging us because
Okay.
I'll be doing those
and we deeply
reconciliations.
appreciate that.
So that will be, hopefully, we'll see that as a reduction in their cost going forward. And then, the goal really is to get us to a place where we can start doing reconciliations on a monthly
Right,
basis.
right.
And then that's gonna reduce an auditor's time anyway, if we have reconciled accounts every month.
Exactly.
So, we don't have anything to report to you,
Because he hasn't given you anything to report. That's my objection.
Yep.
It's not with you people at all. It's just,
I know, it is frustrating,
I
and
just
I
don't
hate
understand
saying
how
this,
that's any
it's
way to run
on
a
its way,
business.
but it's on.
well, he keeps saying that,
I
but
know.
I think there needs to be some communication to him from the residents. Are you passing that word along to him, that the
Well,
residents are?
when they were here,
2 days.
when they were here for a couple of days, I was, as clear as I could be about the fact that we need something to take to the town
That's
meeting.
right, that's right.
Or we are in jeopardy.
Right.
So, I beg for something
And
from
you don't
them.
get anything.
And, I mean, it's coming, but it's just not here yet, and I don't have anything better to say.
Well, and it's not on you at
Yeah.
all, but I just don't understand how, that is just so unprofessional. And I'm not asking him to even produce the results if he can't get them, but he should be communicating to the residents via a letter that just said, just what he tells you, you know, we don't have enough staff, but he just ignores us and gives us some random date that we're gonna get it, and then that comes and goes, and we don't hear anything else.
It's a very difficult situation, I think, where it's frustrated as you
Yeah.
are.
Of course you
And
are.
we are at a loss for solutions.
Of course you are. But certainly, could you pass the word along?
Yes.
To him that we are demanding?
It's a sticky
Just
situation because there's
just
not a lot
word
of
from him.
auditors out there, and so we don't wanna.
No, but it
ruffle
isn't
his
fair of
feathers.
him to expect you to pass that word along to us when it doesn't have anything in
Okay,
writing
we're
from
gonna,
him.
we're gonna move it along here,
Yeah.
it's just
Okay,
dragging.
no problem.
Okay, I think the people up here have heard you, and they know what you want,
That's
so.
fine.
Okay. Is there any other discussion on 25B? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the card. Clearly carries. Okay, Article 26. To see if people raise, appropriate, and expend for land use planning commission fees. Recommendation, $11,898. Can I have a motion on Article 26?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any other discussion on any discussion on Article 26? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 26, please hold up the card. Article 26 clearly carries. Article 27. See if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for Article 27A, the yearly trio contract. Recommendation, $8,800. Can I have a motion on 27A, please?
I make a motion to accept the articles read.
Okay,
Second.
moved by Susan and seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of 27A, please hold up the card. 27A clearly carries. Article 27B, yearly trio training, recommendation $5,000. Can I have a motion on Article 27B, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded, any discussion on 27B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 27B, please hold up the card. 27B clearly carries. Article 27C, yearly website licensing and maintenance fees. Recommendation, $1,399. Can I have a motion on 27C, please?
Make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on 27C?
Yeah, are we ever gonna post anything on that damn site? Like, there's nothing, like, it's ridiculous, I go on it every single week to check for when meetings are, any updates on assessors meeting minutes, anything at all, nothing, crickets, and I sent emails about it and nothing, so I.
2 years old.
Huh?
The stuff that's on there is 2 years old.
Yeah, and, I mean, I thought when we discussed it back in September, that we were gonna work on getting, the monthly meeting minutes for the assessors meetings on there, those aren't on there, nothing, so.
Jim, did you have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's pretty lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have that stuff on there.
New
Yeah.
board, new action.
All right,
Yeah.
Yes.
I sure hope so.
but Heather asked the question, and I don't think she got the answer.
No.
She asked the question, is it gonna be updated?
I anticipate substantial
Improvement.
upgrades and improvement on the website.
Yes.
Justin?
I don't wanna speak out of turn because I don't even really know what I just got signed up for, so I don't know what the role of the third assessor covers. I have a good bit of experience running websites of this nature, but I don't even know if that's my job, I don't know. But the question I have is there anything in this line item, we can't increase this number, can we?
Yes, you can, it's just in the recommendation.
Yes.
I'd like to ask the current board then, would an increase in this number be beneficial, or is there anything prohibitive about this number that has been the reason that things aren't updated better? Is it?
Let Susan speak to that.
Yeah, so, Peter Coughlin currently, manages the website, and it's, he uses some sort of a software that I've never heard of, so, and he says that it's very, non-intuitive. And so he and I met, we had all sorts of, recommendations that, I made to the board didn't respond, so we haven't been able to do anything. We've been in a gridlock for months and months and months and months. So, I mean, it's called Catalyst. I don't know it, anyway, I'm thinking that we probably should skip that and go with, some sort of a web program that is way easier, that you and I and anybody who needs to make, I definitely wanna contribute, minutes, monthly minutes, the videos. I'd
Well-
like to have an active calendar,
Yeah.
absolutely.
For a website like this, it should be, any basic content management system should work, so I don't know if a decision needs to be made about changing it. I was wondering if this number might be one of the prohibitive reasons that it's not updated as much. Okay, that's all, cause I would make a motion to increase it if it was.
So do you think it's enough, is the question, I mean, I don't know that question. Do you think it's enough to change? Because I don't think we should continue with this catalyst, but I'm
I
not on
can't
the
speak to
board.
that without seeing it, but
Yeah,
I can give it a shot.
But it's something to look into.
It's something the board's
Yeah.
gonna have to decide. What I can tell you is that the failure to improve the current website had to do with, the board failing to be decisive and, I guess, come to a quorum and a decision about what was gonna be on there or wasn't. So,
Okay.
that's something that's gonna have to be determined by the future board.
Yes, definitely.
Any other discussion on 27C? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the card. 27C clearly carries. Article 28. To see if the people raise, appropriate, expend money for membership to the MMA, Maine Municipal Association. Recommendation, $1,600. Can I have a motion on Article 28, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, it's moved by Heather. Is there a second? Seconded. Any discussion on Article 28? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 28, please hold up the card. Clearly carries, thank you. Article 29. See if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for MMA insurance, general liability, workers' compensation, property and casualty, and forest fire liability coverage. Recommendation, $9,000. Can I have a motion on Article 29, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second?
I second.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 29? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the cards. Okay, Article 29 clearly carries. Article 30, to see if people raise, appropriate, expend money to Parker Appraisal Company for Article 30A. Property update of the Forks Plantation. Recommendation $5,100. Can I have a motion on 38, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
I make a motion, it's been seconded. Any discussion on 30A? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold the cards up. Okay, 30A clearly carries. Article 30B, property revaluation of the Forks Plantation in 2025-2026. Recommendation $15,000. Can I have a motion on 30B?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
Susan made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 30B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 30B, please hold up the card. Okay, clearly carries, thank you. Article 31. See if people raise, appropriate, expend money for the annual road maintenance for anticipated yearly expenses. Recommendation $10,000. May I have a motion on Article 31, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion on Article 31? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 31, please hold up the card. Article 31 clearly carries. Article 32, see if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for the Moxie Long Range Road account. Recommendation $0. Can I have a motion on 32, please?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
Okay, moved by Susan, is there a second? Seconded, any discussion on 32? Yes, Heather?
What? Why are we not raising money for this? Like, that road is getting trashed.
It gets down to, I think, a matter of how much of the tax rate hike people can absorb. We do not have money to appropriate or anything in surplus, as far as I know, and Evan can speak better to that. So I think when, at least my feeling is when you look at all of these expenses, I don't know, it seems to me we're gonna be looking at an increase in taxes. How much, I don't know. And so I feel that that was a matter of trying to figure out whether we could fund everything fully all at once this year, and something had to give. So that's my feeling on that.
I'm just really worried about the Moxie Road, that the NECEC corridor, trucks are absolutely ruining that road. And they're gonna ruin the boat landing too, because they keep turning all their big ass rigs around in there, and I'm just waiting, one of these days, they're gonna turn up pavement in there, and, I mean, it's not good, that, you know, that road's not meant to have some of that heavy equipment that's being hauled on it at all.
Did you want to amend the article?
I think we should be raising some money for this, but I don't know what we should be raising. I'm just concerned that we're not putting money away.
I hope that the next year the board seriously reconsiders funding this in the future.
Noted.
What has been the historical amount that's raised? I assume this is something that's done every year, so.
Yeah, it's done every year.
Roughly how much is it usually?
Somebody.
What's that?
10,000 last,
40 a year.
It was only 10.
it was 10,000 last year.
10,000.
Did we spend that?
10,000.
Did we spend that?
It's
No,
it's
this
put
is
into
a-
the long range
I
account.
understand that, but did we
No,
have?
no, because it's a long range account, so that's not something that you expend on.
Okay,
That's,
I
it's
understand.
basically
I understand.
capitalization for future,
Okay,
well, when the road needs to be completely rebuilt again.
I understand, yeah.
So right now, we have $136,290 in that account.
Right. We are getting some FEMA money back too from the December 18th, so that's gonna help. That's gonna be around $13,000 or something. But, yeah, it's gonna have to be considered, you're absolutely right.
Any other discussion on Article 32? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 32, please hold up the card. Article 32 clearly carried. Article 32A, see if the people raise, appropriate, and expend money for interest payments to Key Bank due on the 2018 Moxie Road bond. Payments will be due in December 2024 and June 2025. Recommendation $7,081.98. Can I have a motion on 32A, please?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
All right, Stephanie's made the motion, it's been seconded. Any discussion on 32A? Seeing none, all those in favor of 32A, please hold up the card. 32A clearly carries. Article 32B, see if the people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for principal payments to Key Bank due on the 2018 Moxie Road bond. Payments due in December 2024. Recommendation $78,125. Can I have a motion on 32B, please?
Make a motion, we accept it as read.
Heather made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on 32B?
How many more payments do we have?
It's a good question, I don't have an answer to that right now. I don't know.
6, I believe.
We should have put the balance on there on the bond.
I'll find
We
out.
can get that to you, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion on 32B? Seeing none, all those in favor of 32B, please hold the card up. Okay, 32B clearly carries. Article 33. Excuse me, to see if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for streetlight operation. Recommendation $3,500. Can I have a motion on Article 33, please?
Make a motion to accept these read.
Okay, motion was made. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion on Article 33?
Yeah, I hate the light in front of my house.
Somebody got
I
rid of
hate it.
ours. I don't know how it happened.
I hope
But-
the LED lights are saving the town a tremendous amount of money because they're terrible.
They light up our entire second floor of our house at night.
I think can't you request that wasn't that part of like the conversation when they came to an assessor meeting? This past winter, and I think you can request that to be turned off.
I believe,
If you don't want it, we can remove it.
From what
They
we
put it on the
understood,
website.
Sorry.
the one that was across from, Sean and I's house was the same thing, like it always would shine into our house. And from what we understood from the information that we got from the assessors and, from CMP is that it has to be approved by the property owner who's like the pole, whoever's land that pole is on, it has to be approved by them to get shut off or that they don't care if it's there.
Oh,
And since, our neighbors across the way, it was the old garage, they either got permission from them to get rid of that light or whatever because it was on their property and now it's gone. So that's what we at least found out on that, is that it's ultimately it's whoever's property
You
the pole is
discussed it with
on.
us and you said you didn't want it.
Yeah,
Because the town was paying for it.
Yeah.
We stopped it.
yeah, but that, I think that might be similar for them if there's a town paid light up there, if it's not on
There's
a
always
pole
been
on
a
there.
street light there, it's the new version of the street
Yeah,
light.
the new light is awful.
All right, Charlie, go ahead, you're good.
I can tell you that our electricity bill's been cut in half for the
Yeah.
streetlights.
Maybe there's another bulb option or something. Keep it LED, but maybe not something so bright.
Yeah, it's really bright, like, I mean,
You still can't see anything around it.
Yeah,
That's the worst.
yeah.
It's annoying and you can't see.
Yes, Jeff?
I believe I've seen other towns, fund, there's like directional shrouding you can do around these things, that keep it from going above, what it's actually trying to eliminate. So it might be worth just talking to the contractor or CMP to see if
yeah, if you could do that, that would be great, because it's really bad, so.
But do you like having the street light there generally?
The
speaking,
street
if
light
it's
is
not shining?
necessary for safety on that corner.
Okay, so as
But-
long as it's not shining in your house.
But it's not shining.
It never used to shine and light up the inside of our house, and now it lights up even our entire front yard at night. So, I mean, it's,
she came to the meeting and said that they could make adjustments if it wasn't
Yeah.
moving in the
Right.
right direction.
well, I mean, I didn't know when the meetings were because they're
No,
not
no,
on the
but
website,
I'm
so.
saying when she was at the meeting, before they put them in, she said if you have problems, you can
Yeah.
notify them and they can.
I can check the contract that we signed for the agreement, to see what was installed,
Yeah,
and then,
I mean, I'd be happy if CMP came up and they met with us and talked to us what the options are for lighting for that pole, so.
I could show you. In the book last year, it shows you the options. In the book last year, when we put the contract in, it went over. You ought to look at it, see what it says. I don't remember what your poll number was, but you're one of the last ones up there.
The bottom line is that they were very willing to work with the
I
town
want to
and
see water.
Yeah.
I don't
to
know.
make
That's
everyone happy.
Yeah, this kind of stuff would be nice to have on the website so that,
Okay.
The website was a different article.
I'm just throwing that out there, so.
Any other discussion on Article 33? Yes, Tom? Oh, you're
No,
voting?
I'm voting.
Okay. All those in favor, please hold the card up. Okay, Article 33 clearly carries. Article 34. See what sum of money the people raise, appropriate, and spend the money for the operation of the transfer station. Recommended $55,000. Can I have a motion on Article 34?
Motion to accept is read.
Second. By Tom Sylvester, and it was seconded. Any discussion on Article 34? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold the card up. Article 34 clearly carries. Article 35. Same people will raise, appropriate, and expend money for the annual CFWF operating budget share. Recommendation, $6,922.07. Can I have a motion on Article 35, please?
Make a motion to accept the article as read.
Moved by Charlie, is there a second? Seconded. Any discussion on Article 35? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 35, please hold the card up. Article 35 clearly carries. Article 36, to see if people raise, appropriate, and expend money for repayment to the CFWF closure account. People voted to move $100,000 from the CFWF closure account to offset taxes at town meeting on September 29, 2023. Recommendation is $25,000. Can I have a motion on Article 36, please?
Make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion on Article 36?
Actually, I think that was a typo, it should be September 28th, I believe. Wasn't that?
September 28th, it should have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close enough.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Motion to accept is seconded, is, amended.
Any further discussion on 36? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 36, please hold the card up. Article 36 clearly carries. Article 37, do the voters wish to raise, appropriate, and expend money for the following donation requests? Jackman After School Ventures, $1,000. Baker Mountain Ski Tow Club, $1,000. Old Canada Road National Scenic Byway, $500. Old Canada Road Historical Society, $500. American Red Cross, $250. Hospice Volunteers of Somerset County, $250. Diamond Region Community Association, $250. St. Peter's Food Pantry, $500. Central Maine Pyro July 4th Fireworks, $2,700. Forks Fish and Game Association, $2,000. Forks Area Trail Club, $7,000. Lake Moxie ATV Riders, $4,000. North Cove Association of Pleasant Pond, $2,000. Lake Moxie Campers Association, $1,500. Forks Area Chamber of Commerce, $1,500. Lake Stewards of Maine, $5,000. Total.
500.
500, sorry. Correction, 500. Total, $25,450.
We have some representatives of these, clubs here too.
Well, let's get a motion on Article 37 first.
I make a motion that we accept it as read.
Second.
And moved by Heather, seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yes, can we please hear from those who are here to represent their organizations?
Are you here to represent one? Okay, go ahead.
I'm here representing the Old Canada Road National Scenic Byway. I'm Becky Young from Carrollton.
Oh, are you not a registered voter of the
I'm
town?
not, that's
Okay,
why
I
I
have to get a
asked.
motion for you to speak.
Can we make a motion just to allow those who are here to represent to speak? Can we just do that as a general?
Normally, it's supposed to be specific names, but in this case for this, we'll say yes. If anybody's representing any of these organizations, is that what you want to make a
Yeah.
motion for?
Yeah.
I second.
Are we doing this line item?
Yeah, we can amend it afterwards, so.
Just let me get the, so Heather, you made the motion for
Yes.
any representative to speak.
Yeah.
Intern. Second. It's been seconded.
And that was seconded, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so all those in favor of letting any of the representatives speak, please hold up the card. It has to be at least 2/3, it's clearly that, so. Okay, so yes, go ahead, if you'd state your name first.
Yes, Becky Young,
Becky,
Carrollton. In your, town report, there is a page where, Ed Buzzell, who is our chair, has indicated some of the work that we've been doing. And there are two things that I'm going to point out to you. One is the Regional Information Center, which is now located on the premises of the Solon Town Hall. And we're waiting for Sign Works in Farmington to finish, the sign that's going to go up in the peak of that building. So that building has been prepped and is going to be the Regional Information Center. We also have a map that is currently at the printers. It looks like this on the cover. We're gonna be distributing these to all businesses along the byway and other places as well. On the back side of, the brochure is an inset of, the Forks Area Trails System. And one of the projects that we are, currently working on as a board is to try and prep, fix, enhance the trailhead at the southern end of the Kennebec River Trail, which is, on the Caratunk Forks town line.
And we're gonna respect the lifelike landing pad when we do
We have
this,
not
correct?
gotten any answers from anybody as to what the use is, of that helipad. We assume that it's still gonna be used, so yes, we would
Wants to
definitely,
be.
yeah, definitely. But nobody seems to have, whomever, Bob Haynes, our project coordinator, has spoken with, he hasn't been able to get a definitive answer as to its use. But anyway, beside the point, one of our projects is to enhance that area, and we do have a sign that's going to be going on the post that currently is there with nothing hanging on it, and it says the Forks Area Scenic Trails. And, this also has a really nice map of the byway. And we have some flat maps that are being printed, so those can be distributed and used, to display at different places.
Becky, are these, for sale or are they?
No, free, they're
Okay.
free. And on the inside, it's general information, not business specific, but just general information about what people can do in this area. And, there's also a map that shows the trail system at Robbins Hill. It's called West Baker Trail System, and some of you, I'm sure, remember West Baker from, Bingham. He was very instrumental in not only Old Canada Road, but also Baker Mountain Ski Hill.
Yeah, so Old Canada Road is not just a state byway, it's a national scenic byway, so it's, recognized nationwide.
In order to do this map and visitor's guide, we needed grants. We do not have much of an operating budget. We maintain all of the, rest areas between Solon and, Dennistown. And so we have to, we get money from the Maine DOT to help with the maintenance of those. And as you can imagine, the privies, especially in some of the busier, rest areas, demand weekly maintenance. I don't know if you have any questions for me about anything to do with Old Canada Road, but I'm happy to answer anything that you may wanna know about. I will say that we have many new board members, and we have some of the members of our board here. There's Jimmy and Ben and Justin and Celeste.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really working towards doing some big things here in the Forks, so, it's exciting, for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Any other representatives here for any of the organizations? Yes.
Ben Toll, representing the Lake Moxie ATV Club and Forks Area Coast Club. I think, do you mind if I speak about both of these entities at once, because they kind of overlapped and they do the same discussion. So I did an increase this year of $1,000 on each of the clubs. And to be fair, at the time when I wrote these letters, I thought I was gonna get a little more FEMA support, but everything I wrote was killed because the clubs don't own any of the land, so they can't, there's no FEMA support for that. So regardless, the good thing is the ATV side of things, they passed a new gas tax law, so more money is flowing to the clubs by about $660,000 to the state, which is needed because we had some massive storms in January and April of this year, and we'll be years actually getting back to where we need to be. So, one good thing about this particular meeting is that our grant was approved for the ATV side, which normally doesn't happen that quickly, because so much damage was done, people had to get out and fix stuff, and we got a lot of work to do. But we were earmarked $80,000, which $50,000 goes to Wagner for maintaining the trails, fixing bridges, grading, so forth. But we're gonna redo the Moxie Trail, so that's a big project for this year. It's a major spot destination for ATVs, snowmobiles, and we have, we're probably putting about $15,000 to $20,000 into that, de-rocking it, making it smoother, and hopefully there'll be some other money. So the way the grant system works is that we do a municipal grant and there's a match. So the reason why we ask for donations is that we have to match those funds in order to spend that money. So on the snowmobile side, it's a 70-30 match. We have to raise 30% of the money they give to us. And on the ATV side, it's a 90-10 match. We have to raise 10% of the funds. So we raise our funds by town donations, businesses, memberships. And this year, with the snowmobile season so truncated and horrible, our registrations are down, donations are down, map sales are down, everything was down. So that's kind of the increase of why it's more than last year for the $1,000 on each side. So if there's any questions, then fire away.
That's my question every year is what have other towns,
Yes.
West Forks and Caratunk contributed this year?
Yeah, so our trail system doesn't extend onto the West Forks, it's just Caratunk, but as like last year, there was a request to have Caratunk added to the, and they are, and they have contributed both the snowmobile side and the ATV side. They were contributing on the snowmobile side as of 2 years ago. We did increase that by $1,000 this year, and then this year is the first time that they're supporting the ATV club.
Excellent, thank you.
Any other questions?
I have a question. You said the Moxie Trail, are you talking like to Moxie Falls or?
Yeah, so the Moxie Trail comes off, we call it the Winter Cut Road, which goes from the Boise Road into town. There's a spur trail that goes down to Moxie Falls. It's the main.
My favorite trail.
Yeah, it's been neglected for years. It's a rock garden, it needs to be. So we're gonna put a lot of effort into that. And hopefully, at some point, it'll be a good biking trail for somebody, so we can get it better for other services. Next.
I think, yes.
I'm not, no, I'm next.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're next, go ahead.
Thank you. Mark Leathers, and representing Lake Moxie Campus Association, the Troutdale Road. We maintain 5 miles of the Troutdale Road, and we have been spending from dues and donations. People pay more than their dues, to the tune of between $5,000 and $9,000 a year maintaining the road. And we really appreciated over the last 10 years, getting a donation from the town, which helps us, which we can't use towards the road because we can't use public money for a private road. But we do use that for the officer's liability, because the road's open to everybody in the world. And there's been a concern, maybe if somebody did get in an accident, they might decide it was my fault. And so we've got some insurance for that every year, and also to help us with the money we get from the town, helps us with our correspondence, maintaining the website, doing some mailing. So, any questions about that? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Board members, townspeople, thank you. Derek DiGiuseppe, President of the North Gold Road Association. In the past, we've always been graced with your fundage, and of course last year was missing. We really missed it. This year alone, we've had several trees and stuff come down on the beach trail going to the North Cove Beach that need to be cut and taken care of. The bridge sustained damage along there. It's gonna need rough cuts on lumber plus a regular bridge. lumber to fix it, and gravel. Every year it sucks up the gravel. We're here to please ask.
Can I please make a request that you never reference funding private roads with municipal funds,
Right.
because that is illegal.
Yeah.
So you
We're
can
not.
pitch it somewhere else in a different light.
The beach isn't a private road.
That's a trail. It's
That's
not
a trail, the
Okay.
You know,
beach.
we don't use it for the road.
Perfect.
Cause you opened it with the North Cove Road Association, so,
What we
yeah, okay.
Sorry.
We're required to, be titled by the state for when the land was developed there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sorry, that's where we are, but you guys have access to the beach, and that's what we're here for.
The other thing we do wanna do is expand the parking off the
with
regular
gravel.
road to the beach. It gets kinda crowded there at times, we wanna, you know, you have to excavate some of it out and add gravel there and increase the parking area.
So,
Yes.
I've never been there, but I remember that was the discussion last year on one of the reasons we got rid of it. Do we actually have access? Cause I remember being told it was gated and that you would need a code.
That's the bolt.
That none of us
That's
have.
a boat landing.
Okay, so I'm mixing them up. Cool.
Nope, Yellow Gate should be open all summer until October 15th.
Alright, so I'm just mixing them
Is
up
this
then. Never mind.
the beach that like the AT?
Yes, right close to the Appalachian Trail.
I think it's something about a dock, I remember.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, something about they bought a dock and never used it or sold it or something like that.
Yeah, I
There's
think,
quite a bit of discussion about that.
Yeah, what is the story?
We had bought a dock to put in there. There was an old one that was dilapidated
Yeah.
and needed to be replaced. And I made a mistake and bought it before a vote. So we returned it and went from there.
But you didn't return it.
We sold it, yes.
Right, did both parties pay for that? Has it been paid for,
Yeah, as far as I know.
as far as you know? Because last I heard, only half of it had been,
All four sections have been.
It's all been paid.
have they all been paid for? So the money's been reimbursed.
I can't answer that right at this moment.
My understanding is, last I heard, that all of it hadn't been reimbursed.
I'm waiting to hear from my treasurer. That's the best answer I have for you.
I wish you'd have had that information tonight.
Sorry.
Thank you.
thank you.
Any other representatives here?
I'm not Lauren Jordan, but I work for the American Red Cross. I'm Celeste Stinson, for those of you I haven't met. So just on behalf of my employer, I just wanted to speak on American Red Cross and the impact that I've seen personally with our amazing volunteers that support, the endless disasters we've seen across the country, but even more specifically here in Maine this year, with the floods that, we saw in December, and also supporting the mass casualty incident in Lewiston. And then I also personally support our Service to the Armed Forces Department, so I just wanted to, thank you on behalf of the Red Cross. And I would take questions if there are any. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Celeste.
Do a blood drive?
What's that?
Can you do a blood drive?
Can I do a blood drive? I am not, I'm humanitarian services, so if you want to talk about that, you come see me, I'll connect you.
They just did one in Greenville a couple weeks ago.
Any representative, any other agency here?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should have wrapped that one into the other one. Just want to speak a moment on the Forks Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm the vice president of the chamber.
Someone new.
So I just wanted to give the chamber has been a big part of these communities. They do a lot for civic duties and economics and just general functions for all the towns, from Solon to Jackman, as well as surrounding towns. But I wanted to, they're responsible for the maps, very much a social presence for us to advertise our businesses, the things to do in the area. But I wanted to just take a second to recognize Pam Christopher, who was passed away, who was a huge driving force from the chamber. And the people who are there now were just a shadow for what she has done in the past, so.
We have her in our book.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Any other representative? I will share something from Michelle Hugh Culver. So she was ill and she couldn't come this evening for the Jackman After School Adventures. She wanted to share with you that the donation from last year provided scholarships for 5 students to attend the after-school program that would not have been able to otherwise. So she said she wanted to say thank you. And then also for the Jackman Region Community Association, the money there, which is for the youth activities, baseball, basketball, soccer, flag football, on and on, which any child is welcome to come to. So thank you for that as well. So, and we always make sure that the Forks Plantation is one of the sponsors listed on the t-shirt.
Thank you.
Anyone else from any other organization? Okay, so seeing none, we have a motion on the floor. Heather moved the article, the total amount $25,450. It was seconded. Last chance, any further discussion?
Yeah, we normally go down through these one by one.
Okay, your recommendation is for a total amount.
Yeah,
So that
we
would
can
be-
amend it to remove certain donations.
Because your recommendation is for the total amount, that's what we have to vote on.
Do we have a recommendation for the total amount?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Heather
I
made
made
the
a
motion for the
motion and
total
it was
amount.
seconded.
How much did we donate last year? I was
22.
curious about that.
22.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay, I make a motion that we amend the recommendation to go over each one of these individually so that we can modify them as we see fit. I guess that's my.
Instead of making a motion for that, let me ask for a general consensus. Does everybody want to go through them line by line?
Yes.
Yes.
Please hold up your card if you do.
Line by line?
Line by line. Okay, that's, I can't tell if it's a majority, so put them down. Hold up your card if you don't want to. All right, I'm gonna have to count, so let's start all over. Okay, put them down. Everybody who wants to go line by line, hold up your card so I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so put them down. Everybody who doesn't want to go line by line. All right, it's a tie.
I changed my vote. Let's go through it line by line. Let's go. Let's
Okay,
go.
so then let's do it
Yeah.
again. You're gonna change your vote, let's try
Yeah,
it.
let's go.
Everybody wants to go through it line by line, please raise your card up. Let's go another one. This time I've got 12, all right, put them down. Hold them up if you don't want to go line by line. Okay, so this time it passed, going line by line, so. And how have you done it in the past,
We
you voted?
yeah,
Just
we
look at
just-
each one?
Right, Jackman After School Adventures, they're asking for $1,000, there's a, letter corresponding to that, if anyone's interested in the town book, and then there's a discussion that follows, and we kind of hash it out and figure out if that sounds good.
Okay, so then we'll do one vote at the end for whatever the total is.
Yes, so we all agree on, is $1,000 a good amount for Jackman After School
Okay.
Adventures?
Yes.
I
It
feel.
will.
Well, we do it every year that way. That's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
we.
we've
Okay,
always done
here we
that.
go.
So just start right on it. Jackman After School Adventures, 1,000, any discussion on it? All right, is everyone in favor of the 1,000? Please hold your card up. Okay, so that was on that one. Baker Mountain Ski Tow Club, 1,000. Any discussion?
Oh, no discussion, sorry.
All right, is everyone good for the 1,000? Okay, that clearly carries. Old Canada Road National Scenic Byway, 500. All right, we'll just go for it. Everybody? We'll move this along. Old Canada Road Historical Society, 500. Hold up your cards. Okay, that was easy. American Red Cross, 250. Hospice Volunteers of Somerset County, 250.
Wait, my understanding is that hospice doesn't come up here.
Okay, so can I add discussion to that? So Northern Light is going to be starting hospice care in northern Somerset County, to include Rockwood, Jackman, the Forks, West Forks, Carrollton, and the organized territories, so, and they're currently hiring hospice workers, so.
So we don't have any real.
There's one,
official word of that.
there's one or two, no, I work for Northern Light.
I know.
And
but
I
you
know
don't
that
have
there's been
anything
at
to
least
present
one,
to us.
no, I know, but I'm just saying that I know that Northern Light is gonna be having hospice workers in northern Somerset County to be able to provide services. So, and I know of at least 2 people that have already been hired to do hospice work in this area.
Okay, so recount.
All right,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so Northern Lights, hospice,
I have no
do
idea
they
if they're,
utilize the hospice volunteers as 2 separate organizations?
I have no
That's
idea
right. That's
if
what we need to
they're,
know. Exactly.
I don't believe so. I'd be surprised if they do, and historically, we've never been able to get any hospice services from
No.
hospice volunteers of Somerset County in this area before.
That's
Unless there's a new case that I'm not aware of, but historically, they've never serviced us.
as far as I know, we're not affiliated with the hospice volunteers. But I wanted to debunk the whole, like, we don't get hospice up here, we are going to be getting hospice.
But not through
Yeah,
the
hospice
volunteers.
So, through a different entity, so.
okay, so the hospice volunteers of Somerset County. I'm hearing that. People don't wanna fund it? Okay, so raise your card if you wanna give the $250. Okay. Raise
I
your-
gotta go, who's my wife?
She is a
That's a highly
hospice worker.
democratic statement, Jim.
Raise your card if you wanna give 0. Okay, so that one's clearly 0. Okay. Jackman Region Community Association, 250. Raise your card if you wanna give the 250. Okay, that one clearly carries. St. Peter's Food Pantry, 500. Raise your card. Okay, that one clearly carries. Central Maine Pyro, July 4th fireworks, 2,700.
When's the fireworks this year? I've been getting like messages.
Thursday,
What?
I thought their fireworks were Thursday the 4th.
I've seen July
I
6th.
think it's July 6th.
Yeah, Saturday, July 6th.
Okay.
That's what I've seen.
Is it one, is that what I
Yeah,
told you?
well, that's the best night to go drinking at the Marshall, so, we'll really get a crowd there, so.
Okay.
I just have a question. How is that
Sorry.
a donation? Would it be something we're paying for?
What's that?
How is it a donation? Would that be a service we're paying for?
It's a donation to the entities that sponsor it.
Oh, so it's just
It's
multiple
not direct to
sponsors,
the
okay.
town.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't sponsor.
So the Central Maine Pyro, July 4th fireworks. Hold up your card if you wanna do 2,700. Okay, that one clearly carries.
The 6th is definitive, I have a text from Chris.
Okay, alright, so July 5th.
Okay.
I figured it was because it was on his like events page, but I
The Forks Fishing Game Association. Hold up your card if you're in favor of the 2,000, okay, that one clearly carries. The Forks Area Trails Club. Hold up your card if you're in favor of the 7,000, that one clearly carries. Lake Moxie ATV Riders. Hold up your card if you're in favor of the 4,000, that clearly carries. North Cove Association of Pleasant Pond. Hold up your card if you're in favor of the 2,000. That one is more difficult for me. Hold up your cards on this one, everybody high. Okay, that one clearly carries. Lake Moxie Campers Association, 1,500. Hold up your cards, please. That one clearly carries. The Forks Area Chamber of Commerce, 1,500. Hold up your card. That one clearly carries. Lake Stewards of Maine, 500. Hold up your card if that one.
I have a question.
who are they and what do they do?
Okay.
Well, here we go.
Okay.
I tried to read their letter, but it doesn't really say what they do for us, so.
This is a situation, we got this late, as we were putting the book together. And we had a conversation about it, and we feel as though our part as assessors or people that are putting this book together is to put this out here for the voters to decide. It's not our decision. Personally, I think this is the first year they've asked for money. I do not know how much, if anything, they do locally. And I don't know if anybody's had a chance to read the letter. My personal feeling about all of these donations moving forward as a town, we need to be pretty judicious, I think, particularly given our current financial situation about, I think the voters should be thoughtful about who they donate and how much. And in this particular case, again, Unless it's some sort of a political organization, if somebody sends us a letter, we're gonna put it in there for the people to decide, okay? But, and I'm worried about Mission Creek because they think, oh, they gave 500 to those guys last year. We don't know who they are, and there's no representative here. They don't seem to be local as near as I can tell, although I have not read the letter for several weeks.
Mark, have you heard of him?
No, I don't,
The back letter on the book?
there's a lot of lake associations, and I'm not gonna say
Oh,
if this is, so,
I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yes, Tom?
No one here has any knowledge or involvement with this organization.
No.
All right, I'm ready to vote.
So am I hearing this one for $0? Hold the card up.
Zero.
Four zero?
For $0, that's what I'm hearing. Okay, so that one's clearly a 0. So Susan, is the new total like 24,700?
So it should be $750 less than whatever.
Are these the guys that stand to vote watch and make sure you don't have any, milfoil on your boat?
24,700.
I would put 24,700.
I'm glad to see the accountant guy has his calculator.
24,700 is
I'm disappointed that he needs the calculator.
Okay. So the new dollar amount is 24,700. When I asked for the motion initially, and Heather moved the article,
Yeah.
basically it was at 25,450. So somebody would need to make a motion to amend that to 24,700.
I make a motion to amend my motion to $24,700.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved by Heather to amend to 24,700, and it's been seconded. Any discussion on the amendment? Okay, we're gonna vote on the amendment first. All those in favor of amending to 24,700, please hold up your card. Okay, so that clearly carries, okay. So now we're to the article at 24,700. All those in favor of Article 37, for a total of 24,700, hold up your card. Okay, that clearly carries, okay. Okay, Article 38. And thank you for the representatives who came.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
To see if the people allow the
One of
vote.
these now is this kid.
We're having
Good job, guys.
Sue, way to go.
See you then. See you then.
Article 38, to see if the people allow the Board of Assessors to expend the money from the tree growth reimbursement to offset taxes.
Meeting's still going on. So.
Hey, guys.
Who's up?
I
Please in the back.
motion to accept the articles as
All right.
Second.
Who made the motion, seconded. Any discussion on Article 38?
Can I make another
The
motion?
folks in the back talking, please, can you go, excuse me? Can you talk elsewhere, please? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so Article 38, the motion was made and seconded. Any discussion on Article 38? Yes,
Can I
Tom?
make a motion to pass Articles 38 through 45 as written?
Yeah, we can't do that, that way, sorry. Okay.
It's a good try.
See now, there's no further discussion on Article 38. All those in favor, please hold up the cards. Okay, Article 38 carries. Article 39, to see if people will vote to collect interest at 8.5% on unpaid taxes after January 1st, 2025. And I'm assuming it's unpaid property taxes?
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
I second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on Article 39?
No.
All those in favor, please hold up your card. Article 40, to see if the people wish to authorize the tax collector to accept prepayment of taxes not yet committed pursuant to Maine Revised Statutes Title 36, Chapter 506, to refund without interest any excess amount paid and over the amount finally committed. Can I have a motion on Article 40, please?
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather. Is there a second? Seconded. Any discussion on Article 40?
No.
No.
All, All those in favor of Article 40, please hold up your card, thank you.
It's not you, it's the time.
It's the
time, we're tired.
And I've known Tom for a long time, so. Article 41, to see if the people approve the following property tax collection policy. Article 41A, any overpayment of taxes from 1 cent to $100 will not be refunded due to a cost of administration.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Okay, Heather's moved it,
Second.
seconded,
No.
No.
no discussion, okay. All those in favor, hold clearly carries. Article 41B, any tax monies $101 and over will be refunded less the amount of the town's cost of processing. Motion on Article 41B.
I make a motion, we accept it as read.
Moved by Heather, is there a second? Seconded, okay. All those in favor, please hold up the cards, thank you, clearly carries. 42, see if people will vote to accept the newest update of the Maine Municipal Association General Assistance Program. May I have a motion on Article 42?
Accept it as read.
Heather made a motion, and seconded, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please hold up the cards, clearly carries. Article 43, see if people will vote to carry over the unexpended balances from the following accounts and allow the Board of Assessors to use these monies as necessary to pay for town-related business. Student activity fund, non-traditional scholarship, education accounts, plantation charges, cemetery funds, scholarship funds, recreational trail accounts, public works, road accounts, snow removal, Moxie Dam, streetlights, CFWF. Okay, next page.
I make a motion, we accept it as
I
read.
have a comment on this.
Yeah.
It
All right,
looks
first
like
we
the
need,
verbiage-
we gotta have a
We gotta-
motion in a second.
Second it.
Heather made the motion, seconded, yes, Tom, now you can have discussion.
When did the verbiage of this article change? It used to be for their intended purposes, not for town-related business.
I don't know.
I'd like to, can we amend this?
It's a funding article, you cannot amend the intent of the article. Well, it's a funding, it's a funding, but it isn't funding, it's not a dollar amount, but you can't amend what's written in the article.
You can't?
You can't change the intent of an article. But what you can ask these folks is next year it has different language.
Could we please have some sort of, acknowledgement that we're gonna only use them for their specific accounts?
Specific purpose.
Yes.
Yes, because that's not
It
the way
doesn't
it's
say
written.
Absolutely.
It just-
Yeah, no.
If there's unexpended, money in plantation charges, we're not gonna shuffle it into cemetery.
But it says unexpected, so we were just wondering if it's
That's
unexpended.
that's very broad, that is not what that says. That says if you have unexpected, expenses, like, legal fees or the accountant or whatever, that you can take the money out of these accounts.
I think I just said pretty clearly, I thought, that our intent is that any money that is unexpended will be
Right.
only spent on that expense
But
line.
that isn't what it says.
Okay, that isn't what it says, but you're hearing the intent.
Okay.
So we can't
Right.
change.
Can
Do we
vote
have
on
the
the
solemn
intent?
oath
You
of
cannot
all the
change the
newly
intent of
elected
an
officials that will be carried out in that fashion?
How do we know that? I mean, that's just, it worries me. I mean, I can see us draining the scholarship fund account. Well,
So I'm
you say
putting
no.
this in the minutes, to spend the money on what it was
I'm not
intended to
positive
be
too, but
raised for.
wouldn't anything from the
You
scholarship
said
fund
no,
have to go
No,
to
we
the
can
school
still,
board
I
or
can put a comment in the minutes,
Okay.
so that we can see it
Not
next
if it's a town.
not if it's a town's fund?
Yeah.
You can put in the minutes that the discussion was, that the
Right.
money would only go
Right,
where it's supposed to.
I said public
That's
comment,
fine.
yeah.
Pretty much the same as it was last year.
Yeah, but we voted it down last year. Because,
Yes,
because
we did.
Because of the verbiage?
because of the verbiage, yes. I remember that specifically.
And then it was in the special town meeting, I believe.
It was voted down, I believe, both times. And I understand the concern, and I think that this has been sort of a loophole,
That's right,
that's been used in the past, is to spend money,
right. So I
however,
see that.
the folks, that were on the board felt was fit, so I agree.
Vote it down.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can vote the article down. but it's not what the people want.
Yeah, but that also risks not funding some of these programs.
That's true.
They're already funded, they're already listed in the, they already passed earlier on Article 24.
Could we justify a motion to just table this until the next town meeting and get the verbiage the way we want it? Which seems,
Yeah, we can,
Well, you don't table it, you just vote it down. And the next town meeting, the new article will appear.
well, yeah.
So we have to make a motion to accept it as it is, and then to second it, and then we vote it down.
Motion's been made.
Yeah.
Yeah, the motion's been made and there's a second.
Yes.
And then the vote would be you'd vote it down.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So is everyone clear on that? If the
Yep.
article is not what you want, then you vote it down. Okay. So if you're in favor of the article, hold the card up. Okay, if you're not in favor, hold the card up. Okay. So this article failed.
That was easy.
What the Board of Assessors may have to do, if something has to be moved from one to the other, you'll have to have a special meeting.
Right.
That's fine.
43A, to see if the people will authorize the Board of Assessors to borrow from the unappropriated surplus to meet unanticipated emergencies that may occur during the fiscal year 2024-2025. Is there a motion on 43A?
Make a motion, we accept it as read.
Second.
It's been moved. Who made the motion? David, okay.
I don't like this one either.
And there was a second. Any discussion on 43A?
Yeah, what does this mean?
I don't like this one either.
It
We
means they
just
can
have a
use
special
any
town meeting if we have unexpected
money for
emergency.
anything we deem an emergency, which we should go to a special
A
meeting
special
for.
town meeting.
I agree.
So there again, if that's what you feel, then you vote the article down. Okay, any other discussion on it? Okay, if you're in favor of the article, hold your card up. Okay, if you're not in favor of it, hold your card up. Okay, so that one has failed also. Article 44, will the people vote to accept any grants, reimbursements, or other monies as provided by the Maine State Legislature, Maine Revenue Services, Maine Property Tax Services, or Department of Transportation, and spend it or disperse it to a signed entity for the purpose intended as approved by the assessors? I have a motion on Article 44, please.
I make a motion to accept the article as read.
Second.
Susan made the motion, it's been seconded. Any discussion on 44? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 44, hold the card up. Okay, that totally carries. Article 45, to see if people will vote to authorize the Board of Assessors on behalf of the plantation to dispose of any real estate acquired by the plantation for non-payment of taxes thereon, on such terms as they may deem advisable, and to execute quitclaim deeds for such property. Can I have a motion on Article 45?
Motion to accept is read.
By Tom, it's been seconded. Any discussion on Article 45? Seeing none, all those in favor of Article 45, please hold up your card. Okay, that's all the articles before this. Normally, as a moderator, I can swear in elected officials, particularly the assessors and the school committee members. But I know the assessors, their term doesn't start until July 1st.
That's not what I was told by MMA.
The clerk normally swears.
The moderator, before the meeting ends, can swear them in.
No, so the moderator can swear in the clerk, and then the clerk.
Not the clerk. The moderator can only swear in the assessors and school committee members.
It's not what I was told by MMA.
It's in that moderator's manual that I told you about.
Okay, I got
So-
a reading from MMA who said that, a notary public, a justice, whatever,
Yeah.
dedimus justice, or the moderator can swear me in at the meeting, and then I would do the rest of them.
Which you can, but the
But
moderator's
you're
allowed
saying that
to.
you can't do me.
But the moderator can swear in certain ones, but because their term isn't coming to July 1st, unless the paperwork does, I don't want to anyway.
Yeah, so again, MMA, I asked the question and they said their terms start immediately. I have, from the legal department, I have a weigh-in on both of those topics, on who swears me in, and that was from their legal department, that would be, what they told me, I have an email here.
Yeah. What you can do is before the meeting ends, swear him in. Cause you're the clerk, you can swear.
Right, yep,
But he's gonna swear you in.
that's true. I mean, but he's saying that that's not.
The moderator
No, he's
doesn't.
saying he can swear us.
Does the school board have to re-swear in the clerk already on it?
Somebody has to swear the clerk.
Two of us, I know a third person has to, but.
Yeah, but you're reelected.
So I have to swear.
There's no need to want first.
I was gonna read what you guys already spoke.
Can you please, like, don't leave yet, because you're gonna keep over.
I won't go anywhere.
We need to have one more motion.
Once we do the swearing in, we'll adjourn.
No, no, no,
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
So do we have to stick around? Alright. I work night shift
As long as
last
there's
night,
enough
I was
to
working
adjourn.
all day.
So,
The clerk is gonna swear everybody in, so that's fine.
Have to swear her in first.
I don't swear in the clerk.
I swear, clerk, I swear.
So who swears in?
We don't swear at the clerk.
No, I don't, thanks, Bill.
I mean.
You're welcome.
So do you wanna swear us in, or?
I don't know what that would amount to.
Oh,
The
you're
clerk
just
is-
saying you're capable.
Yeah, the town clerk.
Question that remains unanswered.
It depends, some school boards don't want the town to swear their folks in, and they wanna do it at a school board. It should be able to be sworn in.
Evan or anyone on the board, do you guys care if we swear in now, or do you wanna wait for a meeting, or, cause he can do us for the school board.
I defer to Charlie here and.
If we
If you
could,
guys wanna stay, that's great. If you
Yeah.
don't, you can.
well, he has to do it before the end of meeting, we'll do it at a different meeting so we can get this over with.
Okay.
For the
school
So
board.
yeah, does, who, I don't know who does the school board, I know that.
I think generally we had, like last time we had the discussion amongst the school board of who
Let 'em
was
swear you in
chair
and
and
get it
then
over
who
with.
was.
Alright, if you guys are willing to wait for it, then yeah, alright,
What's it
we'll do it.
I don't know.
Swear.
I'm not sure.
It takes some.
Do we have to make a motion for it, or,
Being sworn in.
yeah, to have you swear in? Okay, yeah, then,
Just swear it in papers, if we have.
oh, we need papers for it too?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta have-
sign.
you gotta have the papers
Ding
to
dong.
swear.
Well, if we don't have those, it's like, kind of force it.
We don't have the school board.
So they don't
Oh,
have the, they don't
alright,
have the papers.
Yeah.
that made our decision then, alright, let's
So,
go.
Bill, here's the, so Susan, if elected as
Regina has to sign
the
these
moderator could be the one to. This is from the elected. This would probably be the simplest way to accomplish it, although there are a few other individuals like notary publics or Dennis licenses that can also take oaths in lieu of the clerk.
So that from them says I can swear in the clerk?
That's what MMA legal said.
Okay, because I've never sworn in, if they say it, I can do it.
I mean, if you wanna look at,
I believe it.
and
I know a couple of years ago, they revised a lot of things, maybe that was one of the revisions.
the duties of a municipal official begin as soon as they take the oath and are sworn into office. I hope this helps. That again is from MMA legal.
Okay, so as soon as you swear them in, they take the oath.
Okay, so,
At this point, March
I don't think that's fair. I think it's, they should begin to draw it up.
I, Susan Hathaway, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof. Constitution of Maine, Article
I think soon enough,
9,
Celeste
Section
will
1.
be interested in
I,
doing
Susan
school board.
Hathaway, do swear that I will
She worked
truly
for a school
record
district in
all
Pennsylvania.
votes asked in this
Oh,
and
we're not
other
trying to
town
find
meetings
I
during
know, I was like, I don't think it's what you
ensuing
remember
year,
because
and until another clerk is chosen and sworn in my stead, and that I will
Auxiliary,
faithfully
right?
We're very
discharge all
flexible.
Do you
the
represent
duties of my
your board,
office
so
as
Jackson, is that how it
clerk
works?
of the town.
No, Regina represents all of our different, as the superintendent, Regina goes to all the different.
Substituted when the person shall
She's
be
the superintendent for a lot of
conscientiously
these small
scrupulous of
Okay.
Yeah,
duty
surrounding
and
towns.
Yeah, so
subscribing.
she goes to all of the meetings and takes care of all of the,
Why we
so
just like
anything
to-
that's just specific to the force is what we discuss, like our plus day, tuition, which right now we don't have any kids, so it's super,
Right.
or like, if we did, it would be for reimbursement for whichever school, like running in trouble with Jackson or Bingham or Carabasset, all that. So,
I just say seconded a lot.
yeah.
It's like, at the meetings, the only thing I do is say seconded every
I told her it's probably not what you think it is, but she, man, it was a big school district in Pennsylvania. And she was,
Sandy, you got keys to this place? Do I have keys? Yep. Oh, can I turn them in?
So give it back.
I'm not done yet. When I.
Good question. That's a very good question.
that's what I was trying to tell her.
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah, for myself. I think so, but they said, well, they said I could.
Who was the surveyor?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's more often than not. Especially inside.
So he's a surveyor.
I said there's no kids.
Well, I don't see anything. We're at a long adoption process.
You don't have to wear a mask. No, I just have to make it to Waterville, 7:20 in the morning.
Some of the other towns, if they actually could do it, some of the Somerset County. They're required to see it. So you don't have to have one.
The classic.
Okay.
They're required to see.
And where is that,
Let me, I have a little list.
I just
I think the other
wondered-
towns have it too. But they've started eliminating some of those.
so I wondered, did they have MMA like
Tell you which one to go. Cause both
Get up at 6 and
Even if
then-
people say no, it doesn't matter.
What's that?
Now it's not required to pay it.
No,
Right.
no.
So they said there isn't any sense in voting on it,
No, it could still be years on
because
that.
you are required to pay it.
Yeah.
We all know that. That's why.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing what I can do to help.
That's the whole. We want people to be smiling and
You have to go for,
everything out the open.
I just figured out.
I didn't know that,
Yeah.
I can do it.
We did have after school board meetings, so if it doesn't get done tonight, it's not that big a deal.
was it something you didn't?
I mean,
Well, it's good to know that it's
Yeah,
the structure.
I want to say Regina did this, but I'm not sure.
Do you want, I mean, I don't know if it's legal though.
No, yeah, no, we can just get this done. We're trying to.
We talked to engineering, figure out the
Yeah.
best process.
Well, I know, I mean, I
I
could
wanna
stop
say-
by your house
I
and
wanna
talk
say-
to you at the same time, if it turns out, if
Yeah.
you get in touch with Rita and she says that that is the way to do it. I know I swore you in, but that was the registrar.
I think so, I don't
Yeah,
think so,
no,
yeah.
it was, I know I didn't.
That's why I'm like, I can't remember what I did last year, but.
Thank you guys for coming. I'm sure you last time you came.
Hey, I wanna know more about that soundproofing board. Is it come in sheets like four?
Yeah, it's in the better, if you
That's-
want,
that's
just
one
stop
of the reasons it
by.
works so well, is you just throw it in.
It's in the bed of my
Three-quarter
truck,
inch,
you
yeah.
can just take a look at it. I do, so, as like being on for, well, one for registrar, but also for the chair for the school board, I do have a key to the back of the office still. And then if the door codes change, I'll just need to know. Because generally when we get here, Regina's waiting for us to let. Alright. I would have, no, I'd imagine they probably not.
You're a politician now.
So we can, the general consensus was. Okay. I have to get up early and go to water.
Okay, all right, do that.
Are you guys done with the swearing? Do we still need to like motion to adjourn?
Oh, we have.
But there's nothing else with that, right? Can we make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Let's get out of here.
All in favor?
Oh, yeah.
45.
I lost my green thing, but.
I trust the Constitution of the United States. So long as I shall continue a citizen thereof, so help me God. Alternatively, I trust the citizen of the I will faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent on me as third assessor in the Forest Plantation according to the Constitution and laws of the state. So help me God. Alternatively, an affirmation for the office may be substituted for the purpose of the purposes. Do I need to sign? Have done that since I joined the Coast Guard.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, it'll be all right. It'll take me a minute to process it, but I was really certain there'd be another nominee. Look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your hard work. So it's nice to meet you.
What address do
She
we
must be.
Yeah. It is actually, like, we had
Thank you for asking me for my availability. Right, yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate it.
Sorry, but I'm all.
That's okay. That's okay.
Raise your right hand. Yeah.
I don't know if we've ever met Heather Sylvester. Where's your piano? Usually when I'm going down that road, it's because I'm going to an emergency, so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
So we get sworn in, and congratulations. You didn't do it yet, did you? Oh, I thought you were doing it. Well, looking forward to working with you.
I knew your first plantation.
Clean shop, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
board stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds like what Charlie's saying, it's like a little front load with a bunch of work to clean up the mess and then set some processes that make it a little bit more.
We'll leave that one. Except the state, back then, the state owned, well,
Change out there takes
they still do in some places, there's still some. Did he go back? Yeah. Up when I worked at the Golden Dome several years.
Maybe someone more time to be there, than all the folks this year.
Okay.
They've got one.
All right,
I'm going to do with a good attitude, it's 1 year, and if I love it, it'll be more years, if people love me, it'll be more years. For all of us. Yeah. I know, you're not a non-busy man either, so.
Alternatively,
They've got one, they've got some, one up by Genie Lake, kind of this one. There's one up by Pittston Park, okay, not actually, just up the road a little bit.
Cause that's.
And
this alternative is like something else I did. Keep going. Keep going. Alternatively, an affirmation that foregoing forms may be accessed to
last summer.
thus taking and subscribing to it.
Yeah.
You don't need that
Okay.
part, I'll take that out, the
Okay.
next one, because I made one. I just,
And then-
again, from the measure, sign that one.
You know what I mean? A lot of it was where I worked.
Down there?
10 years ago, as well, so, you know, you fly it over.
Yeah.
So sometimes
All right, well, thank you so much.
they make a lot of money, but I
You did a great job.
Hopefully, we honor your number, Sandy, we will.
No, I thought you.
We might have, but
Wonderful.
I.
Thank you so much, you did do a great job, I really appreciate I totally will. We were, I shouldn't say we were, but we were trying to work cooperatively, but the Rotarians were have been discharged. They've been dismissed. Right? So, one of them, brave new world here.
Yes.
There's also
Six for mix.
So next Tuesday.
Well, I thought last Yeah.
So who does your warrants? We definitely need policies in place, we have zero.
Yeah, were you
Zero policies. We want policies, we want job descriptions, this is now, we're gonna start, so that we can build a roadmap so that this is well, and we don't intend to do this forever. We're building roadmaps for somebody to come in and shape over, do a better job, hopefully than we can.
I'll put that in for now.
And have
100%.
procedures in place so that anyone can do it.
Think about what
it is.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out what we do next. This is.
Follow the
Right.
drama, follow the.
Yeah, and say, we had a chair, you.
Again, we can only do so much.
Probably not gonna go overseas ever again.
Yeah, I looked at their,
But it's all,
So my airplane, what kind of form?
Yeah.
Did you fly over sometimes?
for Clark and it
I
was.
saw you
So the way
one
they
day,
were
it was a couple weeks ago.
Excuses, right?
Hey, thank you.
The times I flew on a lake was like, staying.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Trying to figure it out.
I have an transfer that I replaced on the state.
Like, the first time we can, from Sugar Bowl, you know, all over, check all that, checks it all over, the engine, everything. Wasn't that bad. The same size of piece of duct tape.
One night they went,
About that long.
next night I went,
How long is that gonna be?
the next night it was, and then the
Yeah.
next night. There's certain days of the week.
And we know what we do in the. What about? I mean, no, I don't, when I break this stuff, I'm like, I'm scared, right? That's why I stayed over the lake, you know, I was gonna go up to the lake, and, so then. I'll take it.
Where do you see that?
Yeah, I think you can go anyway, you're good.
Okay.
Feels okay. It's only 20 minutes.
Congratulations on site.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go piss off.
Who knows? Depends on who is driving.
Gets up, takes
Some
off,
people
goes
take
north,
off.
comes back
Yeah.
down, he's even higher, waves
Yeah.
and waves, I guess I'm driving.
Yeah.
But so down there, I checked on it today.
Bill doesn't drive slow when he drives speed.
Well, yeah, lately you guys are good.
I'm gonna be able to fly New York.
Yeah. I'm not working for a kind of extra hours, so you won't see me there.
I'm not either. And I'm not looking to come back from the airport.
I mean, nothing's really
Yeah,
wrong.
there was some stuff with hiring outside people. Augusta, and medics and fancy MPs and
Yeah.
started staffing the ambulance
We're
with
doing something, she
medics.
worked for a school district
And took Tommy and another kid off, that were drivers working 70 to 120 hours a
That's a big
month
district.
on the road.
When we like actually really good
Yeah.
with money.
Yeah, they went from that many hours to zero.
Well, when
Nobody's
we
gonna
just
say
said
her name
And I
out
was
loud,
like,
she's what? No, what do we mean?
no.
You need time to think about it.
I'm like, bring my kid over, I'm done, like, I'm not doing this, so.
Because I need for that.
Yeah, it's a huge expense.
What she said.
It's
was,
a-
I know,
it's-
I
yeah.
gave her one nudge,
Yeah.
and she gave me one look, and said,
Yeah.
okay.
But
I'm
every,
again. I'm
the
listening
one
again.
time I worked,
I was like, it's not that bad.
7 hours of, or no, it was 12 hours of overtime.
No, I was aviation instructor.
And the other
So,
driver,
for years,
he
so
needed
I'm
it.
excited
So we took like 6 hours and I was waiting to talk to him, and then like a couple weeks later, when he did the next schedule, he was really fit about it, and we were like, okay, you wanna, you're gonna complain about us, but you're
He
gonna.
is.
Staff double medics.
Yeah, he is, and he's-
We're like,
he's just-
yeah, I was like, no, I'm like, I can't work. Sometimes,
But he's
there's
telling me-
at
80% of the
least,
time.
He's telling me to go with,
at least 2 or 3 days a week, there's double medics on the truck.
Wow, cause I mean, there was times. it was-
Yeah.
I know, well, tell me about it, a couple Sundays ago, I had to ride with them because they didn't have a medic on a
Work
Sunday
well, try to do it as
afternoon.
fast as you can while he's still doing
And
it.
we had somebody that had like trashed themselves on an electric bike and had a broken, had a shattered elbow, broken wrist, broken orbital, and
Basically, if he wasn't gonna cut something.
it's not even advanced EMT, because all they can give is Tylenol IV. And this woman had, fibromyalgia and all this other stuff, takes pain medication on a regular basis, and she's like, Tylenol IV, she's like, that's not even gonna even touch my 100 out of 10 pain, like, you know, so, and I ended up having to give her 300 bites of Tylenol, it didn't even touch her pain, so bring her down to a 6. So, yeah.
Pretty sure we all.